All right, all right, all right. What is going on? Facebook and YouTube. I know it's your girl Christine Austin Ill. I have two individuals that are going to be joining us on tonight's live. Being that we're all kind of stuck in the house, guys, I figured we're going to go ahead and do this live every Thursday at 8 o'clock, right? So here comes the man. Here comes Mr.
Hey,
Mr. Ill.
What's up, everybody? Hope everybody is home safe, in the house, and all that good stuff.
All that wonderful stuff. And you know, as usual, I am going to start the video off with my disclaimer. Being that my husband's in here, we're going to add him to the disclaimer. We are not endorsed by any life insurance company, so nobody is paying us for our videos, our content, or our training, any of that stuff there. All right. So of course, it's from years and years of experience in sales in the final expense arena. But tonight, we're not really going to be talking about final expense so much. More so, as you guys have seen the title, we are talking about what, babe?
Faith and moving forward. Am I correct how I do?
We are doing
faith and expectation and controlling what you can control.
Controlling what you can control. Yes. And so, you know, you see the KMF on there. We are talking about keep moving forward, which is something that is so important, especially right now with what is going on. You know, I think it is very important to keep light, you know, try to still have fun, still laugh, still enjoy life every day. I refuse to get caught in all the stress and all of what's going on in the news, because why would I want to, God forbid I end up getting sick or anything happens, why would I want to spend the time that I'm healthy stressing out about if I get sick? So I'm just not going there, right? So we have a special guest that wanted to jump on. I'm grateful for that. So it's adding some what? Flavor to the channel.
This is a special guest, right?
It's a special guest. They don't know who it is. They don't know who it is.
Wonder if they could guess.
Look, my cup. Michelle got me this cup. Thank you.
Wonder if they could guess who it is.
Well, I don't know. Let's go head over to the comments. Hello, Jacqueline.
Hey, Jacqueline.
Good to see you. You know what, this, guys, if in fact this video acts up, because you know everybody in the world is home on the internet right now. We are recording it on 2 other devices, and you know I'll have it uploaded on YouTube if that happens. But I don't know. You have to look at Facebook and see the comments on Facebook, because this one won't allow those comments to come in.
All right.
So let's see.
See if you can guess who it is. We got a special guest tonight. Should we give him a hint?
Well, I think we did.
So can you guess who it is?
Look on Facebook and see.
All right, where you at?
I don't know how you go on the lives. You know, that's terrible. I know how to work Facebook. I just know how to post. Y'all. And my phones are being used. Okay, you have my phone. Okay, so I don't know, guys. I don't even know how to find, where's my page? Now, look, can you show me how to see my own live?
Your own self.
Right where?
This is bad, right?
Here's me.
Yes.
Oh, there it is, right there, right there. How'd I do it?
How did you get that?
I know Corey's watching us. He's like, oh my God, these
Double T.
These two right here. Nope.
That's a DJ. All right, so.
Oh, I wonder if it's acting a fool and don't have us live. Hold on.
Yeah, let's just make sure that this is our first time using this particular platform, if I'm not mistaken.
It's not. But last time it was acting up. So that's why I always have these other devices saving also.
Once we get this out the way, we'll be underway for sure.
Yeah, because it definitely didn't look like it was going live, did it, babe? Live video. That's so crazy, y'all.
There we go. Can't take you nowhere.
I know. That's different. That's new.
Can't take you nowhere.
Look here.
All right. So one of these feeds was down. So there we go.
Yeah, one of the feeds was down. So now we just need to find the other one.
Lord Jesus. It's back in the browser, isn't it? One of those pages.
Better listen, Linda, listen. This wasn't even popped up. No, I think because I went live on Facebook that it kicked me out of. It kicked me out.
So what had happened was, right?
Lord.
Get to the link for that.
I'm going back. Yeah, it closed out because I went on to Facebook. So we're gonna go ahead and enter the studio. Lord. Hey, Michelle. What's going on, girl?
Pray for me, Michelle.
Girl, me and devices. Yeah. I want Facebook. Y'all gotta go to YouTube. All right, so we just gonna go ahead and right.
I know, right?
They said everybody could see me and hear me. I'm just gonna be real, pretend like I ain't even on the show yet. I'm just like I'm still backstage. Like ain't nothing going on. Just gonna sit back here and just sit real still. If I sit real still, they may not know that I'm actually on the show right now. I don't know. Maybe they do know that I'm on the show right now. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just gonna sit here like real still. And I can't hear what they saying. Maybe they backstage right now because I was backstage. I'm no longer backstage. It says you're in the show. So I'm just gonna sit here and just be like, ooh, sit real still and see see what's gonna go down. I was out there busting a song. I was going my robot. I was getting my, I was going there, was getting ready for the show. And next thing I know, it was like, boom, you on. So I was like, ooh, still. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
For real? Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you now and a whole lot of reverb.
Exactly.
Okay, hold.
I'm entertainment until I'm gonna entertain you till they still got me on the show. Woo! Man, I'm tired. I ain't been at the gym for a minute. I have a podcast called Cheat Day, and it's been now cheat every day. That's what it's been feeling like. So, whew, it's got me sweating up here. See y'all where y'all went. They left. They left me.
I was trying to tell her she had two of these open at the same time. So
He figured it out.
Hey, get my. Hold on.
I say it all the time.
Have me out here.
Right.
Have me out here. Woo!
Right.
Boy.
Listen, you got to keep moving forward with faith, right?
That's right. That's how we roll.
Exactly.
That's how we do.
Exactly. I'm still left out of the party, though. I'm just saying.
You're not. You're in there, baby. You're
I'm talking about the shirt. I got something going
okay.
on.
Well.
Oh yeah.
I got it right here, y'all, and I got it right here. It's all that matters, man.
Yeah. What size you wear, Ryle? What size you wear? I got you, homie.
I'm an X. Run that
X.
Yes, sir.
Got you.
Yes, sir.
Got it. What's going on, people? It's your boy GB. How you feeling? How you living tonight? Live.
It's a party now. That's what I was waiting for.
Yes. Feeling good, feeling great. How y'all feeling?
Man,
good, man. Yeah, now that we got all this echoing out of the way, we're doing good. So
yeah.
You want to? So yeah, Facebook is streaming.
It's saying it's streaming, but when we went on Facebook, it wasn't popping up. So we're not gonna worry about that right now.
We're not gonna worry about it. I think we're good.
yeah, we can just go ahead and share the video. So you guys that are on here, we got all the love on there. Give us some likes, because you know we're crazy. We're gonna figure this thing out.
Facts.
Technical difficulties, trying to use new software. But again, it had a message stating that there may be some glitches because of the fact that the internet and everybody's on it, because, you know, this virus thing going on. So it is what it is, but we're gonna have fun tonight, right? We're gonna have fun tonight. So
the Rona.
yeah. So GB hit us up last weekend. He had been on the channel before. So if you guys are subscribers, thank you. If you are not a subscriber, if you're having fun tonight with us, feel free to go ahead and subscribe. And you can run through the videos and you can check out a few other things that we have for you guys. Of course, we are insurance agents, but we're not just insurance agents. We are people that love our folk, that have opportunities for folk,
like you.
encouraging, inspiring, and motivating people to live their best life now. And we're going to keep moving forward in order to do that, right? And so we tie in together in just our belief, right? So I am going to put up, this is GB up in the house. I do have his apparel. So babe, if you want to get you a nice shirt or a nice hat, you can go right to that website right there. You can also connect with him on Instagram. He did not know I was going to do that, but
I did not know.
I know, as people bless us, we want to bless them, right? And especially right now, we just want to keep that love flowing. So we did not talk about who was going to start first on Faith. And I'm allowing the men really to go ahead, and I'm going to sit here and try to figure out the other platform real quick. But we have two men of God on the line as well. And, you know, we need that, especially in these times. So talking about, you know, faith and talking about your expectations, everything has changed in a matter of a week, right? And just on Facebook, looking at the memories that always pop up. Last year, we were all out of town. We were in Arizona. Right.
Yeah.
Last year at this time, we were in Arizona.
Wow.
The year before that, and you know, well, no, not the year before that. The year before that, it was in April, but it popped up, and I was like, man, this is normally the time that we are on the road somewhere, whether it's something with our company, Lincoln Heritage, or it is a manager's meeting, or we're going to go see family. We're usually somewhere this month, and we are sitting on the porch in the rocking chairs today, guys.
It's the first time ever since we've been in this new house that we've been in them chairs on our porch. Yeah, which is crazy. Yeah. But that's one of the positives, I guess, out of this whole thing. We were talking about that as we were sitting out there, like as all the people walking around the neighborhood and, you know, taking this time to really do what you should be doing in this time, which is pausing and you know, smelling the roses, if you will. And but it's just crazy, man. Yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
It is.
Go ahead and
hey, Chrissy, you know what? It's funny you brought that up, because Diane and I were just talking about this earlier. For those who don't know, Diane, that's my wife. That's my number one. That's the CEO. Like, I'm just the face of the franchise because I act up and cut up, but she's the brains behind the operation for real. I know she's watching. Shout out to Lady D. She upstairs somewhere. But speaking of which, but for real though, let me tell you something. In these times, it's been interesting. You know, we always talk about, you know, KMF, man. It's now KMF to the next day, like just getting through the day, you know, because new information comes in over and over and over again. And it just seems like things are just shifting and moving in different directions. And you always have to be adjusting and adapting and just continuing to move forward. So I do believe, though, that God is kind of trying to get our attention. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get our attention. Like, do I have your attention now? Let me slow you down a little bit and allow you to get back to what's important. Get back to your priorities. It's funny that we're all stuck in the home with our families, where even when we were with our families before, like for me, I got kids. I got a 9-year-old, very active boy. I got a 13-year-old, very active girl. even though they're always home, they're not home. They're somewhere else. They're in an activity. They're doing sports. They're doing basketball or baseball or voice lessons or theater or whatever. I'm on the road.
Right.
You know, Diane's in the school. There's so many different things that are going on all at the same time, and now it all came to screeching halt, right? And it's now like we're now back in the home. We can have dinner again. We can sit down and actually communicate. You know what I mean? See, there's little things like that I feel like that's the silver lining of this whole thing. And that's the thing that got me like, you know what, man, we just got to continue to keep moving in this thing and just look for the good, look for the positives and everything, because I'm noticing those type of things. You know, like, for example, this is a small example. Today, I got a chance to smoke a pork shoulder I started this before we had the conference call today. I put it on and it didn't get done until 6 o'clock. I can't do that when I'm on the road. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And we sat down, we had dinner, we got a chance to communicate. I've noticed that the fighting has been less as well, because I feel like our kids are less stressed. We're less stressed. We're not worried about all these different things that are going on. All we're focusing on are the things that are important. And that's the people that are in the house. And Lily, too. Lily's my little Bichon, right? Yeah, a little Bichon. That's right. That's right. So at the end of the day, you know, it just comes to the point that you can only control what you can control, right? You can control this. You can control your thoughts. You can't control the news. You can't control the stuff that's coming out there. You can't control, you know, everything that's going, but you can control how you feel about it, right?
Yeah.
You can control how you perceive it, and when you're communicating with somebody else, like, let me ask you a question, like when you're talking to somebody, are you helping to lift them up or are you dragging them down? That's the question you want to ask yourself. You can still control those things, and it's funny because we're on a social media platform, and I see both sides. I see sides where people are focused on the positive and they want to uplift and edify and support and like, hey, let's keep going. We're all in this together. And I see people using blame and complain and all of it, you know, and really just like take a step back and really think about, you know, the things that you're thinking about right now, right? And are they important? Has God got your attention just yet? Right? Does he have your attention? He got mine. Right. Better get yours.
What did Ray say when he got in that trouble in that moment? He said he heard an audible voice saying, "Can you hear me now? You know, you want to listen to me now? You know, you want to slow down now? You going to trust me now? You know what I mean?" I feel that I definitely see the spiritual side in it, and one thing for sure, I think we can all agree that our world, that country, will never be the same again. We are going to realize a new normal, and on a lot of aspects. A lot of businesses will never operate the same. There's people now saying, you know, I'm going to have my own business, who were always scared before because they were trusting that secure paycheck, and you know, it's the new normal about to be defined, man, and it's very uncertain. But as a believer, you know, we are supposed to be leaning on not our own understanding. You know, I thank God for his covering on us to be able to even have this conversation. You know, anybody, no matter who you are, no matter where you are right now, you have a cell phone or a tablet at least. There's people who are homeless. Like literally, like this is really changing people's lives. And the fact that, you know, we're able to get together is a blessing. Just, you know, to have these types of conversations and to go into this stuff. And one thing that we can bank on is that, you know, although we don't know what's coming, if we got our trust in the right spot, we could be at peace and know that it's going to be okay. Right. You know, it's going to pass my door. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be smart. We need to be smart in these times. You know, I'm not going to go out running up into no stranger's house, and you know, I'm not having no parties or anything like that. You know, we're staying self-quarantine, if you will. Yeah. But my faith says we're going to be just fine. You know what I mean? This too shall pass type of piece. And it's just a hiccup. But it's a big one. It's a big one, you know, but it's just a hiccup. What you got to say, baby?
I'm gonna just keep praying and going, praying and going. But you know, I'm a germphobe anyway. So
ain't it crazy though? You know, have you had to go to the store for anything or just step out?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or your senses so heightened when somebody coughs or sneezes.
It's like you got spidey senses now, man.
Man, I see it 100 miles away. I'm like, there's a kid sneezing on the next block. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like I hear it. Like,
hey, I coughed on live yesterday. And somebody's like, oh, he got the Rona.
He got the Rona.
You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I just had a cough. I had a tickle in my throat. I speak loud. Sometimes, you know, I need to get a drink, and I didn't get a drink at the time. And it's like, oh, hey, what's going on with GB?
Today we went to the post office, right? And I was doing a phone interview. I was interviewing a new agent. Thank God she's watching. Welcome to the family.
Hey.
Yeah, we have two ladies that have been in telesales forever with insurance. But anyway, and he didn't realize, he decided he wanted to come and jump in with me and the kid and ride with us.
I decided, or you made me go.
He decided that he was going to go, right? But he didn't realize that my mindset was, well, if you're here, you can get out the car and get the computers for the kids.
That part.
So wait a minute.
You're wild for that. I forgot that.
So wait a minute. I'm in the car, right? And normally I am always paying attention to people around me if they're sneezing or rubbing their nose. Like I'm a germphobe anyway, so I'm always paying attention to it. But he's not. Like he's normally like, you're tripping, you know, you just whatever. He gets out this car today, you guys. You know, and again, this is a serious thing, and we have to laugh about some things, so we're gonna laugh about that today. If we offend anybody, you might want to log off right now because we're going to find. But he gets out the car, right, and there was a lady that there was two windows. So the ladies behind the windows had blue surgical gloves on. You know, you could tell that they were taking, you know, great care with the computers and all of that they were handing out. But there was this other lady. And I guess we can just say she didn't really look like she was taking care of even herself. And so he was standing in the trunk like, I'm not going over there. And I'm having like, babe, you Mr. You know, you're healthy and your immune system is so strong. You don't get sick. You don't want to go over there. He was like, I am going to practice my social distancing. We left. So then the lady leaves and he goes up front. But there was this other couple came behind. They parked behind me, and I'm on the phone doing an interview, and I hit the mute on the phone, and I told my daughter, I said, "Oh, he's going to trip," because they walked right up on the back of him, right up on.
The hairs on my neck was like.
He turned around like, but you know, it's
real.
It's real, but you have to have faith. You have to believe that, you know, God forbid that you even get sick, that it passes. You know what I mean? That your body, you've taken enough care, and that God is knowing, because I believe that I'm not done with the service and the work that I need to do in this world, right? So I thank God for that faith and that belief that I have so much more than I need to do. But every now and then I do have that fear, because I know that I have helped a lot of people, right? And then you always think about that, like,
you reached your limit.
Did you reach your limit? Like, ah!
Last one you helped was it.
Like, oh, no. But you know, that fear can take over, you know, and God does not give us a spirit of fear. And it's one of those things that you have to constantly remind yourself. But at the same time, you have to be smart, you know. God has given us discernment. And if you don't have it, you need to pray for it. Well, I went to the store the other day, and I pulled up to the store, and I just had this craziest feeling. I didn't see anybody. I didn't notice anything, but I just had this eerie feeling. And I said, you know what, not today. And I kept it moving. I don't know what. I did not even go in that store. I had parked and everything. But it was like I felt some kind of way. And I said, you know what, Lord? Yeah. Because every time in my past, when I have had feeling of something and I did it anyway, I regretted it. And so now, even more so than ever, I'm paying attention to that spirit. And I'm like, you know, thank God I don't need anything that bad, right? And you guys, if you guys got 100 rolls of toilet paper,
oh,
you need to email me. I'm gonna give you my. No, I'm kidding.
oh,
Thank God. Talk about the spirit. Couple weeks before we even knew about the corona,
she bought all this toilet paper.
And I don't buy a lot of toilet paper. Listen, never do I ever. I'll get like 4 rolls, right? There's 3 bathrooms, every roll, right?
She'll get 2 rolls.
Right. Listen, I never buy paper towels. I came home.
Uh-oh, I think we paused. Did we lose it? Where's she at? Oh, here I am again. They brought me out here by myself again. Look at this. What's up, people? How you feeling?
Here we go.
There you go.
Here we go.
There you go.
And so, yeah, we're back. And so I bought this towel and all toilet paper for no reason at all other than I just had the feeling of getting it. It was not on sale. And even the kids were like, Mom, you don't buy paper towel? And I was like, well, we have it now. Thank God for that, because I swear it was like 2 weeks later, no toilet paper on the shelves. And I'm like, okay, guys, I'm missing it. Why are we buying all the toilet paper? So while everybody was buying the toilet paper, I was grabbing canned goods and fish, and I stocked up, the deep freezer. Thank God for that. But old school, use a washcloth. I mean,
I'm just saying.
Use a washcloth, and we're home anyway, right? So I just thank God that I had that discernment. I had that spirit to buy my toilet paper for my family, because there's 4 of us in here, and my son goes very regular.
This dude.
Okay. Very regular. But but I felt just in that, just thinking about just that in itself, I felt really bad when my daughter and I was out at the store before everything got shut down, and there were seniors looking for toilet paper. And at that moment, I would have had rolls in my trunk, because I would have given one out to them, because the senior's going to have it for good. They say a roll will last you 4 weeks, right? But I didn't. And then I seen that video on YouTube where these 2 ladies jumped this lady because she wanted some toilet paper, and they had a whole cart. And I was like, I'm not trying to die.
It's real in the toilet paper aisle, man.
Yeah, it was serious. And I'm like, where's your faith? And is it really that serious? Like, you went and got 20 packs of toilet paper, no food or nothing else, and one person wanted a roll and asked you nicely, and y'all jumped her? You know what I mean? It's like,
oh, I saw that video.
Yeah, it's like, what are you believing in?
Yes.
What are you believing in? So, and I told the kids, we want our toilet paper, you're going to just, we'll be all right. We'll be all right.
Speaking of discernment, let me ask you a question. This is really important. When it comes to discernment, are we now, and you got to ask the audience this, are we now just, fist pound, or just a fist? Are we saluting? Are we Wakanda forever? What is the new? Because we're not doing this no more. Like, this ain't happening. This ain't happening no more. So what's it going to be? We now just, hey, we just one of these. The universal, Black people head nod. Which one is it going to be now?
I was out in the yard today. Like I said, we were out in the front. She came out and joined me, and I'm out there reading whatnot, and I'm just watching the neighbors, and they're walking around the block. My next door neighbor, they were out there doing some yard work. My neighbor across the street were doing some yard work, and we're new to the neighborhood, so we speak, we wave, but they're cool. They've known each other longer, so you could tell that they wanted to embrace each other, and they went. Our next door neighbor went across the street to their yard, but there was that 10-foot pole like a champ. They was just talking from across the way, like, so how you been? So what are y'all doing? So what are y'all doing? Let me see if there's some comments on here.
Yeah, guys, post up. What are you guys doing as far as keeping your social distance? I did a run because my mind told me today, because I've been eating egg roll. I make these amazing shrimp egg rolls.
GB.
Listen, they had me cooking egg rolls at midnight one night, right? And we ate all 22 of them. And then the next day,
three of us.
It was and listen. And then the next day they were like, you need to make some more because we ate them too fast. So I made more. So we ate egg rolls for like 3 days. But anyway, I heard somebody on Instagram yesterday saying
Jim Kirkman said he does a foot pound.
Listen,
I hear you, T. What's going on, bro?
Yes, but I heard somebody on Instagram saying I'm either going to leave out of this quarantine fat or fit. Yeah. And then they were like, I'm going to be fat. And somehow that hit my head in my little mind today when I was at my little break, my lunch break. And I was like, you know what? I haven't worked out in like 5 days because we were going to the gym. I was going with him.
Popped my hand, man. Something tendon in my hand popped the other day. It's crazy.
But yeah, and I was sitting there like, yeah. So
listen,
I'm running.
I have a podcast called the Cheat Day Podcast, and the premise of it is that you're supposed to give yourself a reward for all the hard work you put in for the week.
Yes.
Listen, man, Cheat Day Podcast has changed to Cheat Every Day Podcast because that's exactly what's been happening over here. If Zach's on here, I'm so sorry, Zach. I'm sorry. That's my trainer. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, listen, we told you it was going to be real, raw, and relevant though. Like there was going to be some pitfalls. We wasn't expecting a pandemic and a quarantine to be the pitfall that was going to set us back. But that's all right. We're going to come back.
All of that too?
Listen.
What's that?
I said, you make pork shoulders and all of that too?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was delicious.
I see you, man.
Absolutely delicious. Yeah, I loved it.
You see that comment up there? Crystal said that she drove from Tampa to DC last week and none of her family would even let her pass the front door.
Whoa. Say you're
like
playing.
It gets
say
real.
You're playing. Listen, she came, we're talking about I got a sniffle. Man, I went for the ammunition.
He was like,
man, we'll put you out
there. For the husband. He came for the husband first.
We got the celebrity. He's like, I got the coronavirus and my wife is drinking with you. He was like,
man, that's for the daggone.
He's like, you can kiss me right here.
Listen. I said, you know what they do to the horses, don't you? You can't run.
I think you love me.
Man, I'm glad you feel better, baby.
I don't.
Oh, that's what we doing. That's what we doing.
Man.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but at least we do know that the coronavirus does not have you. Your nose doesn't run, and my nose was running.
Do you know anybody who has the virus?
I personally do not. But I have seen people that I know that have had friends and that have had. We even have some colleagues that have clients that have it right now. As a matter of fact, so it's definitely out there. Actually, I saw a clip from.
No, more than 2.
Who's
we
that?
know more than. We know 4.
Well, I know of at least 2. She
Remember,
knows.
Chad,
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, well, he already put it on Facebook. He put it on Facebook Live.
So 4.
4 people have
Thanks,
it.
man. 4. It's crazy.
They have it, and they're posting it, and they're talking about it. So we could talk about it too. They don't
That's
know,
crazy.
Chaz. Hope you're feeling better, son.
Pray for me, GB.
I'm like, if you have on Facebook, why can't I talk about it? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But it's real, man. It's real. And for real, I said I want to know. I don't want to know somebody with it, but until I knew somebody with it, I'm listening to like, is this real? Is it, I'm thinking I'm seeing all the conspiracy things that everybody else sees and all this stuff. I'm like, I don't believe that, but sounds kind of like it could be true. But yeah, we know. And 2 that I was talking about, I know very well. Yeah, very well.
Yeah.
Right here from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And we've now become the world leader in cases. We just surpassed China. That's not the place you want to be number one in. You know what I'm saying? That's not the one.
Right.
No.
But this too shall pass. What was you showing me?
You would ask our audience what were they doing as far as whenever they see other people, whatnot, and so determined. Put in there, she's staying at home. And when I go to the grocery store, I don't go down an aisle if there's more than 4 people in that aisle. I went to the checkout. I went to check on my grandmother, but did not hug her to keep her safe. Yeah, and that's important because we could carry it to our seniors, and even if we get sick. And I'm going to say we because I'm going to claim that my immune system is strong enough to fight it if in the event that I get it. Their immune system may not be. So it's really important. It's really important. But I don't want to talk about the coronavirus all night. Coronavirus?
Let's go back to I'm curious to find out what people have seen, like the silver linings that they've seen in their own lives. What have you seen in your own life that you may have? Like the one thing I have noticed is that maybe you might have had a beef or a squabble with somebody, or you may have disagreement, and I bet you none of you guys are even thinking about that anymore. It's become so irrelevant. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's just like, who cares, right? We're all in this thing together. Like the crazy thing about this thing is that none of us can leave Earth alive yet. Like we can't go to Mars, can't go to Venus, can't go to Mercury, Jupiter, none of that. We stuck here all together, so we might as well start working together. That's the way I'm looking at it. But what's the silver lining that's coming in that you're noticing in your own life? Like what are the things that maybe there's been a shift in your own priorities, right? Tell me. I'm curious to find out. Like where are you at when it comes to that?
And guys, I want
oh,
don't play with
me. Talk about it.
Even playing.
Hey, I'll holler at you, bro. Come see me at 9 on the brackets. It's a wrap.
Y'all, this dude, he done got the spray and a knife.
Either one. Get it with some I'm gonna get it with this knife. It's the best thing I can.
Oh man, did you hit her? Is that Windex? You got Windex?
Huh? Listen, it got ammonia. It got ammonia. It's from the dollar store. It might not have no ammonia.
It ain't got nothing in there that they don't even clean the daggone glass.
Hey.
Get them to the Greek when they was spraying Windex on you if you was sick. Hit you with that Windex.
What else?
Don't play with me. Huh? Echinacea, whatever.
Echinacea. We are talking about seeing the silver lining. So I was saying for those folks that are watching this crazy video, post in the comments for me. Post in the comments. I would love to see it. You know, I respond to every single comment. What have you guys noticed, or what do you see? How do you see this as a silver lining? For myself, I have really been almost like 99% this one, y'all.
I'm watching
24 hours a day, 24 hours a day. But no, seriously, the being together, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I will have to say that God had already intervened with us years ago and had us have to move into a house that was really small. Like you couldn't burp and nobody not hear you, right? Or the other. Somebody's always hearing something. So we all, and we got pretty close with that, and that was really a good thing. So with this experience, I'm like, that night when we were up making the egg rolls and stuff, I was asking the kids, like, yo, we're all home together. What is there that you would love to do or want to create, but you couldn't because it was always school, and then right after school was work, running. Or after school was football or basketball, or we were working, or we were out of town and we're doing this and we're doing that. We come home, it's like homework. Like it's always something, right? and I was just like, oh my God, what do you want to do? So there's several different things that we talked about and brought up. One is this 1,000 piece puzzle that's been sitting on this table since then that we started. All of us it's still sitting there, y'all. I sat there today eating lunch and I put like 2 pieces together. I said, I don't know why I thought this 1,000 puzzle was going to be the thing. We need to start with like animals. This is a lighthouse with a bunch of water and a little bit of like gravel. But anyway, we're going to start a new one. But the togetherness, having to work through whatever, it's been amazing. It's been amazing. Like even like with my daughter, and I'm gonna tell her business, and she'll probably come up here if she doesn't have her headsets on. But like she had a moment of where she was sad.
Yeah.
And we would have missed it if it was a normal day, because we would have just thought, oh, well, she must have stayed up all night. She's tired. Whatever. I want to do what you're supposed to do. And we would have taken our phone, been mad. We would have went to work. But we were home. Yeah. And so I'm looking at her face and I'm like, yeah, what's going on? Like your face is puffy. You're not, your daddy's like, ask you questions. You're like moody. What's going on? And she just like balls. She just starts bawling. And I'm like, okay, let's sit down. And we had a heart-to-heart conversation. We always have those heart-to-heart conversations, but I think we still missed some things.
Yeah.
And we would have missed that one because that was a normal day that we would have been working. And so for me, that is big, being able to just sit down there with them. And I'm working at home. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. And I moved my desk around so that I'm looking directly at them while I'm working. So I'm still being able to see what they're watching on TV, what games they're playing. So I'm very much connected. I get the mute, like, if you don't pick up that sock and do this and that. And I'm enjoying that. I'm really enjoying that.
Yeah, having them here is pretty cool. We have Crystal. She said that her dog is so happy that she's home all day. That,
yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Crazy. That's one of the good things. We have, let's see, who else?
Mm-hmm.
The photos.
Where are you at?
Right there. The photos of crafts.
Yes.
The kids are trending online.
Yes. Yeah. It's really, this is real quality time.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell his business because he ain't said his. I'm gonna tell him. So he was frustrated, rightfully so.
I was what?
Frustrated.
All right, go ahead.
Y'all know I'm gonna tell you the truth. I can't even hide it. He was frustrated the other day, and I'm sitting there like, what is wrong with this man, right? And he was just on some, listen, if they're really going to have these kids home all this time and they don't have a curriculum or a schedule, they're going to be dumb. And I was like,
I didn't say that.
Yes, he did. He uses,
I did not say that. But we talked about it at the beginning.
But it's the same thing.
It's the new normal, so now that the kids are home and we're home and, we ain't, it's like, wait a minute. Who are y'all? You know what I mean?
He like, they need to be doing something.
So it's the finding a whole new normal. My son want to stay up all night long playing video games. And, the one day I let him sleep, but he slept so like.
It was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. For real, y'all.
I'm like, well, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, one thing we did in our house was that we kept the schedule pretty much the same. Just a little bit more flexibility to it because they're still going and they're still doing virtual learning and things of that nature. I think Tuesday through Friday. The workload isn't nearly as much, obviously, but it's still there. So we wanted to make sure that we could at least make it as normal of a schedule as possible. And they're used to being on schedules too. So we decided to do that. But hey, real quick on a side note though, my son is thoroughly convinced that we're all dead and none of us went to heaven. We're all in hell right now because he can't see nobody. He can't play no sports and he can't leave. So he is convinced that we are in hell right now. We are not in heaven. We all dead And that's that. 9 years old, he's thoroughly convinced. He's like, look, man, I can't even go out. I can't go play with my friends. Yeah, he's thoroughly convinced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had almost choked my kids. Like, this is a you don't get if do you understand how serious this is? You know what I mean? I had to have that talk with them, and you don't want to scare them, but at the same time, you know, depending on their age and you know what they can internalize or whatnot, they need to know. You know what I mean? Like, this is not, you guys are not on vacation. This is an attack on your education. This is an attack on your future. You need to view it like that. You know what I mean? So that's why we went and picked up the computers today so that they can get it cracking. So we have a comment on here from a good friend of ours, Jimmy Kirkland, down in the A, and he says that
it's not a question, it's a statement.
Yeah, it's a statement. He says that one thing that I can say is that this time can make or break a relationship.
Yes. Between a wife.
Talk about it, GB.
Oh, you know what? You know what? We have a saying in our business that this business will expose you, right? Well, this pandemic will expose you. It'll expose your relationships. It'll expose your marriage. It'll expose all that. And I got to be honest with you, man. That you talk about silver linings. One of the things that we've absolutely noticed is that Diane and I argue less. The kids have been fighting less. You know, I think it's just because it's less stress. If things are more simplified, so being that things are more simplified mentally, it's easier on them to be able to just navigate through the day. As crazy as that sounds, but it's the truth. You know, I think there was just so much going on, just so much, just hustling and bustling, just running all over the place, that now we got the chance to slow down. And you really, so it's going to do one or two things. It's really going to make you appreciate the people that you have in your home, or it's going to be like, look, you got to go. It's going to be one or the other. I don't think it's going to be any gray area here. You know, there's going to be no gray area. It's going to be in or out.
That's real.
Yeah, it really is.
How you coping with it? No, it's really. I'm messing with you. It's really one of those things that you know, we need to be patient, because it is a new, you know, that's one thing I think that we need to exercise is patience. And, you know, you may be used to running out and not knowing that whatever that other person was doing with your time while you were there, and they're not used to you being home. It's just so many different adjustments, but patience is definitely a big thing. And constant
state of forgiveness.
And
constant.
And one thing I was going to say is just, you know, maximize that time, you know, to talk, like to go out on them chairs on that front porch that you haven't been in. And we've been here since what, January 1st. Yeah. So it's been cold, you know, but
there's been days we could have easily been out there.
The chairs are definitely a metaphor of just the busyness of our. It wasn't sitting down in the chairs, or wasn't sitting in the living room, you know, talking as much as we did, you know, and just having that time, doing a game night, you know, with the kids, and you know, just making the best out of it, you know, the family together.
Really talking to one another. It's so important, but it's something that's missed all the time, because it's like, oh, they know what they're supposed to do. They know how I feel, and they don't, you know, nobody really does. Yeah. So I feel bad for people that are in abusive homes, you know.
Somebody brought that up on the call today. That was pretty thick.
Definitely made me think about that. I was like, wow, you know, like, wow, that's sad. You know what I mean? So prayers out to anybody that may be watching this that is going through some abusive times. Definitely prayer for that. We're not going to get
silver lining. She said you could get creative to learn some old stuff. This
old school stuff. Remember we had a house party. What you mean? We was watching live DJs.
Oh, the DJs.
We had a house party.
These DJs is pretty dope.
And everybody online.
Is pretty dope. You know?
And they were doing old school music. Thank you for that, Crystal. Yeah. We had a time. I was in here dancing, y'all. I was tired next day because I'm old. But I had a great time. We was there jamming. He said I had a migraine that whole day. But it's something about music. It's something about music that just
everything.
my soul. He put them jams on. It was old school. Like who were they? Who was it?
Who was the DJ?
No. What songs?
Oh, they was playing all the old school, the 90s, you know.
Man,
all that.
I was in there. Yeah, it was a good time. And yeah, and my headache was gone. I was like, that's what I needed.
And I'm sorry, I'm looking at the clip. So if y'all just making sure we keep y'all's comments, I mean, we don't miss anything.
Yeah. So, you know,
learn each other's love languages. I like that. I can see the one comment on there. Learn each other's love languages. Practice acts of gratitude and kindness. Yes, Crystal. Absolutely.
Crystal is on one.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It is amazing what you can do with this time, you know, journaling. You know, I found myself doing more of journaling, really being able to have that time to sit and be quiet and still and think about the different things that God has already put on your spirit that you forgot about, right? And now you have that time to do it because you're not, like for us, especially us, there's no drive time. I mean, I know when I work in the field, I'm driving 4 to 5 hours and it's a given. And he hated it. So I know he loves it. I'm not doing it anymore. But that's a lot of time. That's 10 hours on the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's 10 hours I'm home. What can I do with those 10 hours? You know what I'm saying? So we can either waste this time stressing about what's on all the daggone news channels, or we can build up our households and ourselves.
Yeah. Somewhere every time in between the promise and the provision, there's always a journey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's always a headache. There's always a what the heck is going on. There's always this doubt and there's this questioning. But if we could think of all the times in our past where it was just that, it was a promise, like things are going to be okay. And then there was the day where it really was. And then there was the storm in the middle of it. You know what I mean? So this is just one of those times. And like I said before, it's a big one, you know, but
James said real quick, he said, put together that business plan for that business you always wanted. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. You know, and unfortunately, think about that. I have had so many people that had been thinking about being a life insurance agent in the past, now contacting me to go through the process. And the sad thing about that is that the state is closed where they can't even take their test.
Yeah.
And so now where we, thank God for this, are still able to help these seniors that are dying because of why we're in the house. We're still able to help them. These individuals don't have a job right now. You know what I mean? And it's like, I wish I was a millionaire because I would pull all the people together and I'd be like, okay, you all can work for me right now and I'll pay y'all, but I'm not, right? I wish I was, because I would love that. I would really I would enjoy being able to do that. But, you know, it's like, how long have we been talking about it? How long have we offered the opportunity? How long have you had to do this? You know what I mean? And now it's like, you will do anything to be able to be on the phone right now. And so I thank God for that opportunity, for 100%.
Sure. I also believe too that this is a great opportunity. If you don't have residual income in your life, I highly recommend that you find something that gives you an opportunity to build a passive income. We're blessed to be in an opportunity that, you know, in the last 10 years, you know, we've been able to build up a passive income. For them, it's been 8 and 7 years, if I'm not mistaken, right? Almost 9 years for you, Chrissy. Yeah. So, I mean, find something that, you know, because I've been doing a lot of interviews over the last week. My phone has just been, and the email has just been coming in left and right. And one of the main theme that I've been getting from people is, never again will I allow myself to be exposed like this. Never again. You know, so find something and and let me add to double down on you. Double down on this. Double down on developing your mindset. Double down on developing your skills. Double down on being the best version of you. Right? You got nothing but time on your hands right now. Why not? Why not start working on that inner man right now and really start uprooting some of the things that have been holding you back, that have been preventing you from moving forward towards your dreams, moving forward towards your goals, moving forward toward the purpose that God put in front of you, but you've been afraid to make that jump. Well, when is now a good time? Right? Mm-hmm. We're all in the house. When is now a good time to really double down on you? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Expectation. So I want to jump on expectation because this kind of falls into my expectation for this month, because as a lot of my followers know, at the beginning of the year, I created workbooks and I created journals and things that really focus in on your finances and your work schedule and all of those things, because I wanted to pay off my debts so that I could have the extra monies to put down the $20,000 to pay off my truck to get into another vehicle, right? Because I have realized that I have been spending a lot of money on my Benz, and I love my truck. I love my truck, but I don't need that truck. And, you know, we talk about our parents getting older, and I would love his dad to move with us, and his mom, which she's never will because she travels all over the world, but my mother for sure. And it's like thinking about the future, you know what I mean? Although we don't know what the future will bring, but spending a lot of money you don't need to. And when you're thinking about those things, it's like, you know, the dog kennel, you know, all these different things that we have a vision for, that money can be used for those other things. And so, you know, my expectation was we're in April, for May would be the month where all of the commissions that I made would go to my truck. And then June, I was to get my new vehicle. So who knew that this was going to happen? Because I had every intention and all of our planning. My mother was already set up to be at our house, to watch our kids, so both of us could hit the road all month. And we're at home, right? And so for me, it's fun because I had been doing the telesales for a while, very part-time. But now that everybody is doing it, it's like this new excitement because I'm able to post about it. And then I'm seeing other people posting. And I'm like, oh my God, right? So my expectation didn't change. And even now I'm thinking, I don't have to spend money on gas. I don't have to spend money on the hotels because we would have been gone 4 days out of the week, right? And that's hundreds of dollars we would spend to make thousands of dollars, of course. But now all that money is staying in house. It's a change in our
everything.
Yeah, for real.
A lot.
You know, because even me mentally, why most of my videos are in my truck, because I don't like noise. I do not like noise. As loud as I am, I do not like noise. And so I will go in the truck and I will drive down the street and I will make calls because I just need to get away. I'm not driving down the street because I think of the air going through my truck and the people riding and walking past my vehicle. So I'm home. So we all have to adjust. But it's like, it's exciting because it's new. And so my expectation is still to be able to make that money that I need to be able to get out of this truck. And Rahima told me yesterday that, I don't know if you were thinking about it, and if not, I'm gonna tell you, this is the perfect time to really ramp up because nobody's able to really buy vehicles and things like that. And just imagine in the next month or so, the deals that these dealerships are gonna be giving. Like, oh my God. So like, what are you expecting through this period? You know what I mean? Like, what are you expecting? Have you thought about that? Anything different than what you've already had set?
I'm expecting. Go ahead, DB.
I was going to say, I expect there to be one of the greatest wealth transfers in history.
Happening as we speak.
Yes, absolutely. With now being considered a recession, if you will, I do fully expect people to take advantage of that, buy low, if you will, and let it ride, because there's cycles in this thing, right? And that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to find people who are going to buy right now, invest and continue to invest, and their wealth, the transfer is going to be absolutely incredible for the ones who get in. I fully expect that. In our business, I fully expect to see a boom as well. I really do. This reminds me so much to as far as the starting over aspect, right? Because we're now telesales. Before we were in the field, but you know, when we first started in this industry, we didn't have a system. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't have portals, and we didn't have offices, and we didn't have meetings. We met in a basement, right? We met in a basement, and our meeting was, all right, this is what worked for me this week. Okay, well, let me write that down. Let me use that in the field the next week. Well, I feel like this is like the new thing. This is like the new thing that's really going to help people take their business to the next level. So I really fully expect our businesses, the insurance business, to continue to boom. I really do. It reminds me so much of 2010. It's not even funny. And in 3-4 years, man, we had this conversation again. Like, remember we was talking about that, and we was going through the Rona, when Rona came through, Ro came through, right? Remember that happened? And I'm telling you, 3-4 years down the road, watch what happens. There's going to be so many people that are taking advantage of it right now, not looking at this as a bad thing, but actually looking at this thing as an exciting thing, and making moves in silence. And moving forward. Yeah.
You know what? This is amazing, because our business, what we do with Final Expense, we're dealing with the senior market, right? And where some people, I had a young man ask me if I had seen a dip in sales or noticed people canceling policies, because in his business, he does regular life insurance. He's noticed a huge drop, like people calling left and right because of the fear of not working, not being able to make those payments. And I'm like, you know what? No, actually, I'm selling more. And the beauty of Final Expense in that our clientele, our majority of our clientele are seniors. They're getting a check from the state every single month. They're not working. And so nothing really is changing for them, other than the fact that they feel like they may be about to die and they need to get more. So I've seen more of my policy holders, which is what I've been working with lately, outside of the new leads that I just ordered. Thank you, Ty, because I got 4 sales out of the brand new leads I just got. But I was excited about that. But I've been working, with the policy holders, and they're like, listen, how much would it be for this amount and for that amount? Let me check a few things out. I've been talking to the beneficiaries, and they're like, maybe I can add to my father or my mother's policy. I'm seeing more sales from my existing clients, and even from the leads of our senior clientele.
Yeah, people are thinking about this more than they have in a long time, I think.
And it was in the newspaper. It was in the newspaper that people were going to start thinking more so of their financial benefits within their life insurance plans, putting more money into their life insurance to make sure that in the event that something happens to them, they're going to leave some money for their family. So we are it right now. We are so important. And I thank God for that. And I never even wanted to be a life insurance agent. Imagine that, And right now I'm like,
hey, real rap though. Hey, think about this. How many of us, show of hands, insurance agents said when you were in elementary school, you was like, when I grow up, I'm going to be an insurance agent? I said,
I'm a teacher. So I am kind of filling my role because I'm teaching every day. So thank God for that. But I wanted to be a teacher, and I get paid a lot more than a teacher, thank God for that too. So I'm kind of living my dream.
Yeah, not even close. Not even close. But it's such a blessing. Such
question, $1 million question. Will we go back to not making time for these things, or will we realize work and hustle ain't everything?
Man,
Chris, put your cash app.
Crystal, put your Cash App up. If you don't got Cash App,
we need to give you a bonus, boo. Give me your Cash App.
I think
that's a good question.
I think it's going to be a 50-50. I think there will be people to go back to the hustle and bustle, but I think a good bit of people are going. Hopefully us, you know, are the ones who realize that, you know what. I listened to Sway in the Morning, right? GB on Shade 45. So this morning, one of the co-hosts, Heather B. Shout out to Heather B. If you see this, somebody tag this to Sway in the Morning, citizen. But she was saying that she's now noticing how many advertisement emails that she normally gets and how many notifications that she normally gets from Gucci and from, you know, all of these different vendors that she shops through. And she's like, I'm not buying any of the stuff because I don't need any of the stuff. I'm at my home. And she said that has me paying attention. Like, dang, did I really, like, I was spending all that money buying all these other things that at the end of the day are not important. You know, who cares about how nice of the car it is? You know, how nice your house is, how nice. If you can't go to work and you know what I mean? Like, stuff changed at the drop of a dime,
man.
You know? And I think we're realizing, you know what, we don't need as much. Yeah. You know, even how we went out and shopped. Okay, so there's a lot of people like, we need to shop like this all the time because we budgeted. We didn't go out to the restaurants, and you know, we didn't need to eat out every day.
Like I was already on that from January. Remember, I had already been on that. I'm not buying anything extra. I'm not buying anything, and I'm keeping track of all of those things.
Yeah,
and it was like, thank God for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it came to this, and I was sitting there like, okay, mom, what do you need, Tonya? You know, and we were able to bless a client. Thank God for that. That had nothing. And she was on my heart. And I was like, tonight we were driving, and she was like, we need to just drive by there because her phone was off. You know, and it's, you know, hard times. People are on a hard time. Yeah. Thank God that we were able to bless this lady. You know what I mean? Mm. But it's like, really trimming the fat. You know, we're like, he woke up this morning like, we should go ahead and get a puppy. This would be a perfect time to get our puppies to start our kennel because we're home. I'm like, that is a great idea. Then I thought about Ricky, my dog. I'm like, she's not having it. Our dog is not having another dog in the house. But these are times of really thinking back to that original goal, the original dream. Like, what are we working for? And it's like, oh, maybe we could get a dog right now because it's about to be summer. So we're like throwing that around. It's just amazing. This time is amazing.
I think for me, it's simplification. To answer her question, it will be we will live a more simplified life. We were already living a balanced life to a certain degree, but I even see flaws even in that alone, where we could even be a little bit more balanced, a little bit more simplified. At the end of the day, you have to figure out what your core values are and what you believe in, right? And for me, is God first and His family second, you know, and then comes the business. And it's funny because that's the principles that are the founder of our company that we're partnered with has the same thing. Get right with God, get right with your family, and then you can be right with your business. Then you can be right with everything else. So for us, it's more of a simplification, and it's more of a focus on our spirituality, on our God, if you will, and less of the other things that we may have been unconsciously worshiping, like sports, right? Like kids' activities, and spending money and material things, and running the race to who got the best car, who got the best. We're gonna be a little bit more. We're gonna be a little bit more simplified when it comes to moving forward. That's just for me. I mean, you know, to each his own. Whatever you want to do. But as for me and mine, we're gonna serve God, and we're gonna continue to love on our family, and we will. And then our business will be there. It'll always be there. But some of the things that we were probably, you know, prioritizing are no longer a priority because you don't have it right now, and you recognize you really don't need it.
Good.
You don't need it.
You're good. You're good. Amen.
So Brandy said, you reading it?
Go ahead.
Okay, Brandy said, yes, I just listened to that Chrissy, where you cut out all of those expenses. Thank God. Yeah, she was one of the main ones that had took advantage of the workbook back in January, February, and started with that trimming the fat, like paying attention to what we were spending our money on and really not spending until like the end of the week. And once we had all of our deposits, because for some people don't realize as agents, we could get paid every day as we work. And the problem is money managing. You can spend the money as it's coming in and not realizing what's going on. And one of the things, and in that workbook was keep track of all of your deposits. And then at the end of the week or at the end of a 2-week period, like a normal job, then you stop and you start to pay your bills. Stop spending the money while it's coming in because you're not paying attention to the money that you need to keep working. So thank God for that, Brandy. I'm glad you posted that. Good stuff.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions? Any
additional comments?
Any additional comments before we jump off?
We're not jumping off.
Oh, where we going?
We're going to the next topic.
Okay, cool. I was talking about time-wise.
Oh, what are we doing now?
GB got GB.
Gotta go.
GB.
Suck it. Y'all ready for the 90s brackets?
We're not stopping, GB. We ain't stopping. We just transitioning. We can move everything.
Yeah, we transition. We're going right from here.
Why not? Why not? So tell us about.
Oh man! So check it out. So yesterday, if you was on my live, you saw that I put together a 90s R&B March Madness bracket, and today we are going to reveal the final 4 of the bracket. But I need where's my homie at? My man, is Jared watching right now? That's my brother. Listen, shout out to AJ, my brother AJ. Shout out to my sister Faith. Shout out to my brother Jared. Listen, it took us, we did a selection show yesterday, and I had the committee behind closed doors. It took us, I'm not even kidding you, it took us 3 days to come up with this 32-team bracket. It was unbelievable. And some of you guys have probably already seen it. It is absolutely a fantastic, and it is a crazy, crazy, crazy bracket. I hope you guys are ready for it. And I hope you guys are ready to pick some Final 4 winners. But if I can find, if there's a way we can get J-Rod on here too, man, that'd be great. Let me grab me this pen because I'm about to reveal what's about to go down up in here, man.
You get him on here.
Yeah,
send him to you.
We send him the link?
No, you send him the link that I sent to you. He'll jump right on.
Oh, word?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he could get right in.
All right, so while he is doing that, guys, y'all just get a little bit of extra going on.
So
tonight.
We got Crystal. What we going to send Crystal?
I want to send her like $50.
$50?
But she don't want to send me her Cash App.
It's right there.
That's not it. That's Harry saying, Crystal, she's serious, because you know Harry knows
Crystal.
Money.
Crystal, what's your Cash App?
So I put on there, Crystal, if you don't have your Cash App, you can email me your PayPal if you have PayPal, or your email address. I mean, not email, but your
Terry said, Crystal, you better put it in there. They ain't playing.
No. Say she don't get it, somebody else gonna get it tonight, right? Somebody. All right. So waiting for GB to go ahead and grab his
I got him on here. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
J-Rod, where you at home, boy? If you on here, bro, come on. I just sent him the link and sent him a text. Come on, let's go. Come on, please.
J-Rod.
Hey, I made it. I'm here. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. Hey, man, the masses are getting reckless over here. I'm getting heckled.
They heckling you.
I'm getting heckled. They telling us to hurry up, man. Trouble T-Roy is the ring later.
Oh, I bet.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
Put his butt on here.
Let me go get him too. We'll get him on the call too.
Put him on there too.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. It's gonna be fun. Hey,
I know he like what is going on.
We got Will here anyway. He's already on the screen.
Oh no, you didn't.
Sure, he's already on the screen.
I can't with you. You are crazy.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
Stupid. Hey, yo.
Now that's funny. That's funny.
Hey, what's up,
bring you a focus,
right there.
No, Troy, so they can speak. Troy.
Darkness.
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 Yeah, I got it moving around a little bit, Did you send the link?
Yeah, I sent the link. Come on, Trouble T, let's go. Let's go.
Come on, man.
Crystal says she will accept the blessing. She just sent me an email.
We got you,
We got you, Bill. We got you.
We got you. Thank you for being on the call
Yes.
and contributing like you did tonight.
Absolutely. We appreciate, the comments, all that. And she was coming hard. She said, look, workout, add some more stuff. Okay,
Jerry,
here comes Troy. What's up?
There he goes. There he goes.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up, baby?
Hey, we're playing Kids Monopoly. It's so funny to me. It just beat the brakes off of us in this junior Monopoly. No, you're about to get out too, Mom. I got out first. The little 6-year-old knocked me out, man.
What?
Yeah, little 6-year-old man beat me in junior Monopoly. She put it on me.
That's awesome.
What's up with you guys?
Oh man, we're just chilling in here, man. We're talking about this crazy thing and how we push it through it, and we're going past it and all of that, man.
How we are crazy.
Pork butts and pork bellies and all kinds of stuff, man.
Oh, all types of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about the noise in the background. Y'all caught me right in the middle of this their Monopoly game, so I do apologize. We just having a little bit of family night. So that's awesome.
Oh, look at them. Oh, we are getting heckled. I'm looking on Facebook now. We're slowly getting heckled.
Oh yeah, you're definitely getting heckled.
Hurry up.
Yeah, we
doing it on here. We're doing it on here.
Oh, we doing it on here?
Right now.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. I am so ready.
Yes.
Hey, Rod, don't leave.
Oh no, I'm not going nowhere. I gotta stand up.
Oh, do you gotta stand up for this one?
Yeah.
This is gonna get ugly.
No joke.
It's gonna get ugly real quick.
This is gonna be great.
Yes, it is.
Yes, we're gonna go all the way to the final four. We're going to the final four.
What's going on?
Now, Gabe's about to do the brackets of the 90s groups, R&B groups.
Yes.
The singers, male singers, female singers, adult male group, and also female group, female adult group.
Yes. It's about to get real. It's about to get real. Oh man, let's get it started, shall we? Let's go. Hey, Raheem, I want to get your input on it, man. We're gonna talk about this.
So look, we're on here. See, look, we're playing Monopoly. See that? We're having game night. See that?
Hey, what's up, family? What up, though? What up, Tanya? She's what up, Tan?
Oh, this is gonna be fun. So Gabe, do everybody know that you're on this? Do they know that you're here?
Yeah, I just put it on my I just put it on the comments.
Oh,
come on. Yeah, we're gonna tell them right now. Log on to. We'll do it again.
Huh?
You got a bad. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. I see what you did here.
Hey! I'm here like Hugh Hefner with a family. I'm Hugh Hefner minus the bunnies.
Yeah.
No bunnies. Hey, look, man. Hey! After 9 o'clock, man, your boy get comfortable, man.
You drinking no chocolate with your pinky up.
Hey, hold on. Hey, look. Hey, I got my tea. I got my Monopoly. I got my tea. Hey, with a little bit of with a little touch of black seed oil and some honey, I'm great, man.
There you go.
This is beautiful. What is that, velvet?
I know, right?
Yeah. You like my lines, my line head, bro? This is my hey, this is my line head, man. hey, hold on. You gotta flip the Uggs around for it too. You gotta get the Uggs. You gotta get the Uggs.
That's quarantining, baby. That's quarantining.
Hey, come on.
Oh man. Let's get this party started.
I'm gonna put my headphones on so I can hear real nice. So
let's do it. We got the 1 seed Michael Jackson versus the 8 seed Keith Sweat. Now remember, this is all 90s R&B, so you can't go and use the whole catalog of the artists. You got to think about the 90s.
That's the decade.
What they did in the 90s decade, not what they did in the 80s. So we can't talk about Billie Jean and Beat It and Thriller and The Way You Make Me Feel and, you know, I Want Her from Keith Sweat and, you know, I Will Do Everything to Hurt You. We can't talk about any of that. We got to talk about the 90s. None of that. None of that. So I'm looking. I think this is a landslide victory. I'm gonna say this is a landslide victory.
Another chance for it. I'm gonna have to agree with you. Yeah, I got Michael defeating Keith Sweat by 25 points here. It was an easy victory. Yeah, it was an easy victory.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Michael beating Keith like it's nothing. What you think, Raheem? Chrissy, what y'all think?
She said Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, Troy.
Yeah,
Michael Jackson.
Man.
That seems to be the majority.
Come on, man. It's dangerous, man. Dangerous was dangerous in history in the 90s was unreal. I'm telling you, man. People don't understand, man. Dangerous in history was no joke. So that's actually Dangerous was one of my favorite albums from Michael. You know, Remember the Time?
Very underrated.
Very underrated. Oh man, that was one of them albums you can just crank. Yeah, I don't care if you was in the hood or if you're in the suburbs, you can crank that, man, just riding through. That still got one of my favorite songs on it, Keep the Faith. You played it on the Breakfast Club show one time. Keep the Faith got some powerful lyrics. That album was hot, man. I love King of Pop, man. He reigned, man. 70s, 80s, and 90s. King of Pop.
Now it's gonna get complicated.
Okay.
It's a little complicated here.
Yeah.
We got Brian McKnight versus Usher. Brian McKnight versus Usher.
See, for me, this one wasn't as close as people think. Brian McKnight had 4 solid albums from the beginning all the way to 99. So for me, it's Brian McKnight all the way.
I would agree.
It's not even close. I mean, Usher did have he had a few good years, but you got to consider this was before. Yeah, he did have You Make Me Wanna. He had My Way.
This is not Confessions. This is not Usher's Confessions.
No. This is. And that's kind of why I went with Brian McKnight.
You can't include that. You can't include Confessions. That came out in
No, not at all. This is pre-Confessions. This is pre-Confessions. Yeah. So I went with Brian McKnight on this one.
Forward one space or take another chance.
I'm gonna go a different place. I'm gonna go a different place in the house because they're still playing their game. I'm gonna go a different place.
It's an easy decision. Brian McKnight. Hey, but do y'all remember the My Way video? Do you remember who was on the My Way video? It was like because it was like an altercation, and it was like having a dance off. Tyrese Gibson was in My Way.
Yes.
You guys remember that video?
Y'all did homework. Y'all did homework. Y'all research this thing, man.
Nah, that wasn't even research, man. That's off the top of the dome. I'm just a 90s
You
head,
just
man.
did that freestyle, son?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. I'll tell you if I researched something. I ain't researched that. I just remember that, man.
Okay.
That was right around the time that Tyrese did the Coca-Cola commercial, too. Right around the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. La, 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 always Coca-Cola. Yeah. Remember that? Yeah, y'all remember that? Yeah, y'all remember that. Yeah, that was hot.
Yeah, hey, I love Tyrese, man. He helped us. He helped us brothers. Tyrese, he did. Hey, I ain't mad at him, man. Him and Wesley Snipes, I'm forever indebted to them brothers, man. Him and Wesley helped us out, man. You know,
yeah,
for real, man. And then once Green Mile came along, Michael Clark Duncan, shoot,
Man,
I was back on the block like Quincy Jones. I was back on the block.
What up, Joe Mitchell?
Just say Joe Mitchell. You wrong for this, man.
Oh man, let's get back to the task at hand. See what you did, Chrissy. See what you did. Oh my God, this is gonna be the one here.
It's gonna be fun. Come on, Regine. Regine, what you? Come on, Regine. That's living single, baby. That's living single. She just happened to be married.
All right,
we're looking at reports.
Three seed.
Six
seed. R. Kelly versus Prince.
Ooh,
it's a tight one.
Wow. In the 90s, I would have to say R, man. I mean, R the public announcement, and then the one album he had. What was that? 96, 97. Oh my goodness!
I'm almost going to say R. Kelly.
I can't sleep. I can't sleep.
Yeah.
You remind me of my Jeep. Yep.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, Prince did have Diamonds and Pearls, though.
R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
You beat Mom? Give me a high five. You beat Mom?
And he had Cream. Yeah,
Cream.
Yeah. Cream.
Don't forget Get Off. Get Off, too.
Get Off.
That was hot.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was hot. But then after that, man, Prince was going through some stuff, man. Remember, he had the slave tattoo on his face, and he was going, wasn't that in the 90s? He was going through it a little bit, wasn't he?
You know what? They talk more about Prince's symbol in the 90s than they talked about his music.
Yeah, exactly. He was going through Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah.
He was going through it with Warner Brothers.
Yeah. He was going through it.
So his music wasn't hitting as hard, to me. And I'm a Prince fan. I still think he's the greatest guitar player of all time, in my opinion. Greatest musician.
Yeah.
But Prince is underestimated as a musician, far as, because he played everything. But Prince, man, was one of the greatest guitar players ever. Somebody asked Eric Clapton, they said, how does it feel to be one of the best guitar players ever? And he says, well, I don't know. You need to ask Prince. And that's Eric Clapton.
Wow.
Yeah. So Prince was a monster, man. He was a monster. But his music in the 90s, early 90s. But R. Kelly, once R went on a roll, man, he tore it up, man.
That's really when he started popping right there.
Yeah, he had remember he was with Public Announcement too, though.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Summer Bunnies, all that other stuff. Yeah.
Michelle said,
yeah. Hey, hold on. That was pre-PP, right? That was pre-PP.
There you go.
That was. Okay. We're gonna leave the personal stuff out of it. We're gonna leave the personal stuff out of it. We're gonna talk about the music. Yes, I say
talk
all.
About Babyface, the number 2 seed, versus Tevin Campbell, the number 7 seed.
Oh. Ooh. Well, so Babyface album was that was in '89 though, wasn't it?
The Tender Lover came out in '89, but
that was in '89.
This one isn't as close as people think, okay? Because you got to consider Babyface not only as an artist,
a writer,
but as a producer, a writer as well. And just the hits and the albums that he wrote, Waiting to Exhale, Bodyguard. He produced part of that. On top of his albums that he put out, this one's not even close. I got Babyface and a Landslide.
Yeah, hands down.
I would have to go with Babyface too.
I agree.
You know, but didn't Tevin Campbell do some stuff with Quincy Jones and Prince though? He kind of collaborated. He was on Quincy Jones's album, the Back on the Block.
Voices.
Right.
Yeah, Black on the Block. Yeah. He did that. He was on there.
Yeah.
But
what was that song? You Will Know. Remember You Will Know? He was
Black
like,
tomorrow will bring a better you, a better me. Yeah, I'm telling you. I got my tea, Rob. Got my tea. Let me get my tea. I'm ready. I'm ready. Yeah.
All right, let's go to. All right, now we got the men's. So we got the men's first round done. Let's move down to the women's bracket.
The
women's
it's about to get ugly. It's about to get ugly.
Boy, this is where shit
gets ugly.
This is where, yeah.
Whitney Houston versus Brandy. 1C versus 8C.
That's job, man. Brandy got. Oh, I don't think she should have been an AC, man.
Huh?
I don't think she should have been an AC. That album in '94, Brandy's debut album was solid 90s. Yeah. I mean, but you putting her up against Whitney? Come on, Whitney.
Yeah.
I mean, this her doing the national anthem and the Bill game with Buffalo and New York. I mean, just her doing the national anthem alone trumps that album. I mean, that she crushed that, man.
So you say Whitney, Jared? Who you say?
So I got Whitney too, and this is the thing that's not fair, Troy. So the women's solo group was by far, pound for pound, the hardest category to judge because there were so many women that were just killing the game in the 90s. So Brandy just lost the luck of the draw. She had to go up against Whitney Houston based off of everybody else that we have on our list. And it's still Whitney Houston by landslide. Bodyguard album, national anthem is Waiting to Exhale album is, I'm sorry, Brandy. I mean, I like your albums, but
whatever you want from me, I'm giving you ecstasy. I'm your baby tonight.
Hey, Chrissy. Are you able to open this up? Are you able to open up this line to the public, Chrissy?
Well, Lily Hudson, she said Whitney all day.
Are you able to open this up? So I'm getting some feedback saying they're not able to get onto the live feed.
Did you send them the link?
The link?
Yeah. Just share it.
You have to send them the link that you just sent to Jared and to Troy.
I gotta put that on Facebook.
Put it on there.
Well,
you crazy?
No,
you gonna put all them people on there?
Not for them to get on, but we
gotta
watch.
Oh, just share it. It's the same video. It's the same video. We're still on live.
See, I was with family. Now I gotta go get dressed.
Hey,
hold on.
You look like the gold chair and the robe. You good?
Hey.
You good? Give up and show up like taco meat.
Show that taco meat. The songs in a minute. What? One of the songs. He gonna really go.
Now she talking about my taco meat. She wrong for that, man. Rod, get your girl, man.
Got
get
your
taco
girl, meat out, Trouble T.
Man, that's wrong.
Let's go to the oh Lord. 4 versus 5. Oh boy.
That's a close
one. Yeah.
Lauryn Hill
no top.
versus Toni Braxton.
I'm sorry. Come on, man.
Nobody. Come
on.
Against.
Come on. The miseducation? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Hey man, I knew hardcore brothers that was riding through the hood pumping Lauryn Hill, man. I mean, come on.
Next,
Lord.
All right.
Yeah, come on.
I got
that's a blowout. That's a blowout.
And I don't think it's a blowout. I wouldn't go that
blowout.
It's
blowout.
It's close. It's close.
And don't forget
the
Fugees too.
Huh?
What about the Fugees too?
Yeah.
The score.
Yeah, unbreak my heart though. That's so
bruh. The score, and Miss Gabe, come on, man.
No.
Come on,
I'm
man.
just saying that it's Lauryn Hill is the winner, but it's not a blowout. It's closer than you think.
It's close. It's
Jared, what you think? Jared, you think that's close?
See, the reason why I think it's close is because we're still taking the whole R&B part of it. So Lauren, granted, she totally smashed her solo album with The Miseducation Lauryn Hill. It's one of the greatest albums in history. At the same time, Toni Braxton still came out with 4 solid albums in the 90s, and she won multiple Grammys along the way. However,
what about the score?
I still had Lauryn Hill beating Toni Braxton in the first round.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so you're not including the Fugees?
Not really. No, I'm not including the Fugees. Just because that's a hip hop.
More hip hop. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. You're right.
3 versus 6.
Hold up.
He ain't done. Hey, Rod got something. What you got, Rod?
What you got?
No, wait.
Oh, Janet Jackson. The 3 versus the 6 seed, Mary J.
Blige. Wait. Just one more rewind it, GB.
The 3 versus 6. Janet Jackson versus Mary J. Blige.
Janet Jackson.
Oh.
Ooh.
This is blasphemous. Who does this?
Hey Troy, you seeing why Brandy got you see why she got the 8 seed now?
Yeah, you understand why Brandy got the 8 seed, bro.
I mean, hey, hold on, just to make the tournament with the women. you just happy to be in the tournament and that women's field. Happy to be in a tournament.
She got in because she won the contest between, you remember The Boy Is Mine? What y'all don't know is that Brandy beat out Monica in that song, and Brandy beat out Monica in the tournament. That's how that went down.
That's how she got it. Okay.
That's how she got in.
That makes sense. I see how you did that.
Yeah. Because remember, Monica was talking about this.
When did the boom come out? Was it in the 90s or?
Nah, that was in the 2000s. But Janet Janet with her boob when it came out.
The boob gate. Super Bowl.
That was in 2000.
That was 2003, 2003, right?
Against Carolina Panthers. Patriots and Panthers. Yeah.
Oh, I know what.
All right, it's Janet easily. Oh boy.
Janet easily?
But how I don't know about that, man. Mary had, let's talk. We gotta talk about Mary. We gotta talk about Mary, man.
I'm kidding. It ain't Janet easily.
Come on, okay.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Mary had 4 albums in a row. She came out with 411, and then that was what, 92?
Thank you, Lee.
Yeah, 411. That album was sick. And then let me see here. She had My Life, and then which was an unbelievable album. My Life was really good. And what was the other one? Share My World.
Yeah.
Share My World.
Did y'all really do research for this, man? I know, GB, you announced this. No.
Yeah.
When did y'all announce this bracket?
Yesterday.
Y'all either went in or y'all ain't no joke. So Share My World.
No, we ain't no joke. We know our
Share My World, and then she had Mary that she released, I do believe, in 98. It was, but it was either 98, 99. She did 4 albums. She did 4 albums in the 90s. And
Michelle's on it. Michelle said
411 is in 92.
That was in 92?
It was in 92. And then she had My Life in 94. And then I do believe it was Share My World, I'm thinking was 96, I do believe.
Well, it's in the 90s.
And who can forget she had one of the baddest duets with Method Man.
Oh, yo,
come on.
But again, could you include that because that's a duet though? But that was because that was, hold on, that was Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell's a remake, right? With those two.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that they killed that too, man. They slayed that.
Yeah.
So you got those four albums that was sitting, and Mary, that album Mary at the end of the year, end of the decade. Don't sleep on that album was hot, and then after that she fell off a cliff. But those 4 albums in a row, man, was hot to death.
Yeah.
So but you can't include Control. Control was in an was Control released?
That was in
it was in 89, right?
Yeah,
I'm real big, but it looks like the consensus is going with Mary all day on this one, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
They going with Mary.
Hey, the people speaking.
Yeah.
The people speaking.
Mary J.
All day.
I think if you look at it, Janet had what? She had Control was 89. And so you can't include that. And I think
Rhythm Nation was 89. She had a lot of singles that came out in 90 from that album too.
Yeah.
86. So yeah, the Control and Rhythm Nation. That's what I meant. I'm sorry. Rhythm Nation was both in the 80s. And then after that, she had what? I think she had Janet. And then she had
Velvet Rope.
She had the Velvet Rope album.
Velvet Rope was great. Yeah, that was a great album.
Yeah,
that was a great. Velvet Rope was nice.
Now that we're saying it, yeah, because I think she only had.
I'm counting 2.
And she was acting too. Remember, she was in Poetic
Justice. She did the clumps.
So she crossed over.
Right.
She did Poetic Justice. Yeah, she did Poetic Justice, and she did. I think she did Nutty Professor, right? Was that in the 2?
She did Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
The clumps.
Remember that track? Yeah. That track again was on that Poetic Justice album too. So we got.
But she also had that on her album. Yeah, again was on. What album was that on? Was that Janet? I think that was the album.
Poetic Justice soundtrack.
But I'm saying the album was called Janet. I think the album was called Janet. With That's the Way Love Goes.
Oh yeah.
All that stuff like that. I think all that stuff was on there. Yeah, I think. Hold on, wasn't J Lo in that video?
Was she in that video?
I think J Lo was in that video.
That's the Way Love Goes video. She was in that.
I think she was. Yeah, J Lo was in that video.
Yeah, man.
So we got the 6 seed taking out the 3 seed.
Yeah, I think Mary J. She dominating the 90s, man.
Oh, we might have ourselves
it's tight.
Sleeper.
Man, Mary J. ruled the 90s. Mary J. ruled. She ruled 4 straight albums.
Puff was ruling. Puff was ruling.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Puff was killing it. Puff was killing it.
90s, man.
Now let's look at Mariah Carey versus Aaliyah. 2 seed Mariah Carey, 7 seed Aaliyah.
Next.
I think it's overwhelming Mariah Carey on this one.
Sorry. I'm sorry, man. Hey, that's the Dream Team versus Angola, man. That's Dream Team versus Angola, bro. Come on, man. Hey, they ain't even put that's without even putting Christian Laettner even in the game. They just let him sit on the bench the whole time. That's you can't, bruh. Nah. Come on, man. Mariah.
Yeah, I got Mariah advancing on this one too.
She ruled in the 90s too, man. She came out in 90. Vision of Love was in 90, right?
Yeah, Love Takes Time. All that was on that album. Yeah, man.
Oh, man. Sweet Day. I think that was Boys the Men. That was later on, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, Mariah killed that, man. I'm sorry. Mariah was just.
I thought that Aaliyah came late in the game with Are You That Somebody, and it got it within 10, but then Mariah just ended it at the end of the game. So it's Mariah
earlier bracket.
Yes.
No, I don't think she scored a bucket probably till like maybe 5 minutes in the first half. I don't think she scored a bucket at all, man. Jeez.
All right, let's go to the men's. We're going to the men's group.
Ooh, okay.
1 seed, Boys to Men versus the 8 seed, Shy.
Who did you say first?
Boys to Men.
Is Shy?
This should be illegal.
Well, for me, it's an easy decision. It's an easy choice. I went with Boyz II Men.
Easy.
From the 90s, the whole decade, they came with just album after album. Shy, on the other hand, they did come out with a great album, but they only had one great album. And for that reason, and for Boyz II Men's dominance from 91 all the way pretty much to 97, Boyz II Men for me.
Hey, do y'all remember what record label Shy was a part of?
He's a poetic justice.
Gasoline Alley Records. Gasoline Alley Records.
They swear.
Hey,
Gasoline Alley Records.
you still got to give them credit, man. They still got one of the greatest acapellas, man. That, you know.
Wow. Hey, GB won a couple. I won a couple. We won a couple talent shows with some Shy songs back in the day.
Oh yeah, man.
Better believe it.
And if I ever fall in love,
yo, I used to be able to hit that note for real.
Hey, I was making pizza at Pizza Hut when that song was going.
Hold on, did you say pizza?
Pizza.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Hey, GB, hey, B.
Where'd you go?
GB, you went too far. There you go. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. I put my AirPods back in. All right, 4 seed versus 5 seed. Drew Hill versus Tony.
Oh, this is about to be a fight. This is gonna be a fight.
Tony.
Did you see Raheem? Did y'all see Raheem's face? Raheem was like, y'all can't believe y'all.
It's no joke.
On, man.
I would say Tony though, but it's not an easy one.
Not an easy one. Tony by for me, you know, It Never Rains in Southern California. I probably burned that CD to death. You know, Sky's the Limit. Oh, let me see. That was Never Rains. It was Never Rains in Southern California. There was a couple of jams on there, man, that It Feels Good. That was a big hit for them. That was a real feel good song for the 90s. But whatever you want, girl, you know I can provide whatever you need. See, see how you get close to her? Yeah. Treat you just like a king and give you fine things.
What about Hey Hey Little Walter though? Y'all remember Hey Little Walter?
Oh yeah.
See.
No. Okay. Deduct the point. But they did a 9-minute anniversary song though. How you do a 9-minute anniversary, man?
Hey, bro, did you know Sinbad was in the Hey Little Walter?
Yes, he was.
Did you?
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Lay your head on my pillow. Yeah, see, I'm telling Tony.
I just think that Tony just got a technical foul just on the Hey Little Walter, but it don't matter. It doesn't matter.
Hold on. Hey, if it was a boxing match, they got some points deducted.
They got a point deducted. 1 point. 1 point, Tony. 1 point, Tony. Yes. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Go.
Oh,
yeah. 6. Blackstreet versus Mint Condition.
Ooh. Hey,
I think we lost them. They coming back.
Yeah, they back. They went. Did they switch sides? I know
we switched sides about an hour ago.
I swear they
switched it.
They shut the lights off and came back on and.
You know when they start to, you know what they say when couples are together so long they start to look alike. I think that's what happened. I think they didn't switch. They just look alike. That's all.
So Blackstreet versus Mint Condition. Who you got?
Oh,
wait, y'all can hear?
Yeah, we can hear you guys.
This was a heavyweight bout here,
Ooh.
but I got Blackstreet at the buzzer on this one, just for No Diggity alone.
Kobe.
That puts them over the top.
Wait. Blackstreet and who? We were off.
Mint Condition.
Mint condition for me. I don't care what y'all say. That's hard. That is hard, man.
You got to go to the public, man. Because I like both of them. You know, I mean, whoever on the live feed, whoever what they're saying, because I mean, honestly, both of those guys, depending on what mood you was in, I mean, if you want to have fun kicking with fellas,
here's the thing that I think puts Blackstreet over Mint Condition, and trust me, I absolutely Mint Condition is one of my favorite groups of all time, right? However, No Diggity was #1 on the charts for, I believe, 11 straight weeks. They're in the top 5 or top 10 for #1 in the charts for a single. And Mint Condition never did that, unfortunately. And that's the only thing I can come up with. Everything else is pretty much even across the board. But when you look at that one song, it's iconic. And it crossed over too. Right? No Diggity crossed over. That Blackstreet whole album crossed over. It went.
Oh, I love that Blackstreet album.
Everybody loved Blackstreet.
Classic.
Yeah, they got a song on there, man, that I love, man. What is it? I think it's Tonight on Tonight. You take the records off the shelf. Yeah, that Blackstreet album was hot, man. I gotta go. Yeah, that was yeah. Oh, let me get some more. I need some more tea. Hold on a second.
I had to wait. I was like, I had to catch the tune for a second. I'm like, wait a minute. What's
hey, you know what I'm talking about, Jared. You know what I'm saying? You know what
I'm there with you. I'm there with you.
I was like, wait. I was like, hold on.
Hey, watch it, KMF. Keep moving forward. Keep going.
All right. Oh, Slobber Knocker.
But hold on, but are we going with Blackstreet? Is it Blackstreet?
Blackstreet, yeah.
What did the people say?
I lost. Let me see. I got Blackstreet, Drew Hill.
Lately, I've been thinking
we got one vote so far.
Between Mint Condition and Blackstreet. Who won?
In the mood like you used to. That's my jam. Oh, that's still the jam to this day.
To this day.
Hey, I saw Mint Condition live at
the Coliseum.
The Coliseum in Homewood.
Live. No, live. They're the baddest band out. Like, without a doubt. Yeah. I'll give them that. Slobber Knocker alert. Jodeci.
I mean, dang.
No, he's talking
versus BBD.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Jodeci's great. I know a lot of people love them, man. But for me, BBD, man, that Poison album, that brought in the 90s for me, because that was released. I do believe, I remember where I was, man, when I heard Poison. I was with my boy Kyle. My man Kyle was up in New York, and it came on the radio. That's when you had the Walkman, and it came, and that song Poison hit so hard, and that was in, I do believe, March or April of '90. And I'm telling you, that blasted through every neighborhood. Poison was tough. So for me, because of the memories, that album, and then they just kept going one after another. And they had 2 slow jams on that album, man. That was just straight killer. For me, I would have to go BBD. And I love New Edition, so I may be a little biased.
You talking about, tell me when will I see you smile again? Because I know I messed up, baby, and I know you better. No, that was my jam. Hey, where my boys at? Hey, we used to sing that in junior high, man. That was the jam back in the day. However, let's get to Jodeci real quick. Let's get real.
What they say?
So far, we got David Wick says Jodeci. Crystal says Jodeci was more R&B though. That's tough, man. That's tough.
Yeah, my wife said Jodeci too. They like them.
Yeah.
Listen. Oh man,
that's a tough one, man. That's a toss up.
Forever My Lady.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Come on, man. He was mean.
He told, listen, he told the woman to take his money, all of his cars for a bit of him. She can have it all, baby, all. He wanted all. She was making him paying for. He was wanting all that.
You can understand the trick bill was real high in the early 90s. The trick bill was ridiculous. It was through the roof. You know, I mean, it was ridiculous. You know? Hey, you had girls in the projects wearing Gucci boots. The trick bill was ridiculous, man, because of guys like Jodeci.
And BBD loses points for me because there's a song like we didn't know back in the night. Like when I was in 6th grade, I didn't understand what the lyrics meant. We were just singing it, and I'm thinking like 2020 now. My daughter's 13, and all I keep hearing is backstage, underage, adolescent. And I'm like, no, I can't because you lose now. As a dad, I'm like, no. So for me, it's Jodeci.
Get jiggy with that.
Hold on.
Get jiggy
Y'all, you wrong. You can't do that. You can't make it personal. You can't do that, man, because they all will be slammed. You can't do that. You can't. You got to talk about the music. Come on, GB.
Hey. It's GB show, man. We can do what we want.
You're right. You know what? You're right. It is your show. So, hey, you can do whatever you want, man. We just guess. It is your show. This your bracket. This your bracket.
Jodeci on that. I know that I got a couple people send me some messages, and some people got Jodeci going all the way, really. So it's gonna be interesting. Yeah. Hey,
Jodeci's no joke, man. That was a great matchup.
Yeah, that's a great matchup. All right, now we're gonna go to
women's group.
Oh boy, women's group. TLC versus Brownstone.
Come on now.
TLC next.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Everybody know where they was at when Not Too Proud to Beg hit, man. Come on, everybody know where they was at. Hey, come on. Everybody found out what a left eye was.
Next.
You know,
overwhelming 99.8% of the vote. The only 0.2% that voted for Brownstone was their family members. So yeah.
Wasn't Michael Jackson? Wasn't he on Michael Jackson's label?
Yeah,
Brownstone.
Yeah, sure was.
That was one of the groups he signed, right? Brownstone. I do remember that.
Yep. All right. Escape versus Destiny's Child.
Next.
Yeah, like, huh?
Destiny's Child.
Who you got? Destiny's Child?
I had Destiny's Child on this one.
Beyonce, is it? Hold on, you talking about the original Destiny's Child, or when Kelly and Beyonce kicked out the other two and told them don't show up? You know, so
97.
we talking about Beyonce and them.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pay my bills.
Yeah, can you pay my bills? Yeah, that Destiny's Child.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't down with kick off your shoes and relax your. No escape. We ain't escaping today.
Beyonce and them, man.
There ain't gonna be no just kick it. We just kicked them out. It is Destiny's Child.
Hey, and that during that time period, man, women was singing that they want their bills paid, man. You was getting hit with no scrubs, and you was getting hit with getting bills paid, man.
Yeah.
They didn't want no scrubs, and as far as TLC, and they wanted bills paid from Destiny's Child.
This one wasn't nearly as much of a gauntlet. We have En Vogue versus Zane. I think it's very easy.
Overwhelming.
I think it's overwhelming. Overwhelming En Vogue.
Oh, her light switch. Look at that.
Nice. Go ahead, Crystal.
And then we have SWV versus Total.
Another landslide. Got SWV.
Easy.
Double Q. Easy.
Weekend of Knees is still one of my jams, man. To this day.
What is?
One of the baddest. Week by SWV.
I get so weak in the knees I can hardly speak.
Right.
See? They look at Ray's name. She just get into it.
I got that.
Hey,
hold on, didn't they do that remix with that Michael Jackson Human Nature too?
Yeah, that right here.
Right here. Yeah, that was hot, super hot. Super
That was
hot.
tough.
Good call,
That's
Bill
good.
T. Good call, brother. That was a good one.
That was tough. That was
All right,
tough.
listen, that's the end of the first round. Chrissy, we've been on here for 2 hours. We've been using your platform. Do you want us to continue? All right. She said, let's keep the party going. We go all the way to the Final Four, baby. All the way to the Final Four.
Go for it.
Hey, this is like if you guys watch the tournament, this is you know how they switched it up on you. Like you was watching it on like ESPN for the longest time, and then it went to CBS Sports and all that. Like you had to go to different channels in order to get the whole bracket. Well, that's what we're doing here today. We got you on TNT, TBS, CBS Sports. We got you on all of it today, baby.
True TV. Is it True TV?
True TV, all of it. That's right. That's right. You had to find it. You was like, hey, you gotta go live. Go live. You gotta go live. We're going live. That's right.
All right.
All right, let's go. All right, we got Michael Jackson versus Brian McKnight.
Oh, this is the next bracket.
This is the next round.
Come on,
bro.
All right. All right. I gotta
come on, jump on. Sorry. Bye, Brian. Jump on.
Y'all gonna hate me for this.
Hee.
All right. Here's the thing. All right, and this is where it gets tricky. Right? This is where it gets tricky.
Be careful, man.
In the 90s, I'm gonna ask you guys, I'm gonna ask all you guys a question who grew up in
Don't
the 90s.
go personal. Don't go personal.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Don't.
When you was in your ride rocking, you was in there, you was leaned back. Did you have Brian McKnight on when you was listening to R&B, or did you have Michael Jackson on when you was listening to R&B? And I had to come to that realization. I was like, dag, I was listening to Brian, man.
Neither.
Dude, R&B.
He wasn't leaning back listening to black or white.
No. But you was
no, you was crank. You was don't tell me you wasn't cranking. Remember the time. Remember the time had Eddie Murphy, Magic Johnson, Iman. Who else was in that video?
You wasn't cranking that in your car.
Remember the time?
Car. Yeah. And remember the times. My favorite is like my top 3 favorite songs. Of
man, my Bonneville, man, my '83 Bonneville was full of speakers back then, and it cranked. Remember the time, and my license plate rattle. My license plate rattle will remember the time. Come on, man.
My Chevy Celebrity.
Come on, man. Thing. On the phone, you and me, 2, 3. What about us, girl? Do you?
Hey,
do you?
What's the crowd saying, Wayne? What you got, Jared?
Well, this is my first upset in the tournament. It was a very, very tight race, but I went with Brian McKnight as well. I guess my thing is with the History album, half of that album were songs from the 80s and the 70s. So you have to kind of take Remember the Time, half of the History album, and Blood on the Dance Floor.
What about Scream?
Scream was a great hit. It was I can't say anything about it, but I think overall, pound for pound, if you go back and listen to all 4 of Brian McKnight's albums, and then you compare it to Michael's 3 albums, you might have a change of heart. Just do that. That's all I gotta say. And I'm sure the majority might end up. They're probably gonna pick Mike because I mean it is Mike, you know. But this is my first upset of the day.
Like Dave Chappelle said, it's Michael Jackson. It's Michael
Jackson. Let's go with the audience. What's the audience talking about? What
the audience say? Come on now.
What you got, Raheem? What you got, Chrissy? What they saying?
It's something about you, baby, that makes me want to give it to you.
Bro, we can't hear him.
Brian.
We got 3 for Brian, 1 for Michael. I'm surprised.
What?
I'm surprised.
Mattel.
Michael with the upset.
Upset.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing about March Madness. It doesn't mean that you were the best of. It just means you were the best that night. And that night, tonight,
That's right.
Brian McKnight with the upset over. Oh, we got a bracket buster, baby. Got a bracket buster.
Wow.
Oh boy.
This next one doesn't get any easier either.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Oh boy. Bracket buster. Florida Gulf Coast.
This might go to overtime here.
Macaulay Culkin will be pissed right now.
Yeah.
The votes still coming in.
It's still
Everybody's
Brian.
saying Brian. I'm
There's a
surprised.
little bit of a lag.
Man.
It's a little lag over there.
Yeah.
Brian.
Brian ain't know how to say mama maku stop.
Oh man. Yes. R. Kelly versus Babyface.
Oh my God.
R. Kelly versus Babyface.
You got that vibe.
R. Kelly.
R.
I went with Babyface.
Well, come on. I'm starting to notice a little pattern with y'all brothers. Y'all like that soft stuff. You know, y'all like that wimpy.
What's the alternative with R. Kelly? Tread lightly.
GB, you wrong for that, man.
R. Kelly.
Hey, hold on. That made me a little uncomfortable. I'm starting to sweat a little bit, man. I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that, man. I got daughters, man. I'm leaving that alone, man. I'm not even going there.
Now. Thinking about back in the 90s. Not now.
I want you to take a second, real quick. Take a second and look at the whole bracket. And if you look at the whole bracket, Babyface had his hand on the majority of these people. The reason why these people are on this bracket is because of Babyface.
Because of Babyface.
In a lot of cases. Think about what I'm saying.
Well, how about this? Michael got kicked out, but he did You Are Not Alone, and R. Kelly wrote that song for Michael. So R. Kelly had his hands in writing music also, GB, not just Babyface. R. Kelly was a good writer. He was a great writer, man. Yeah, and that was a hit. That was a hit for him.
But what about there's the little ones like Change the World with Eric Clapton, the crossover stuff, man. That still goes a long way.
Hold on. I Can Believe I Can Fly.
That's a great one. How about
Come on, man.
End of the road.
I need to get on the
Water Runs Dry. End of the Road. Break my heart.
Well, I know you're talking about a lot of the writing stuff, man, but I'm talking about stuff that people still to this day. Man, R. Kelly, man, is
he did still bang him because he was.
But let's take that out, man. Let's not even. We can't, because it wouldn't be fair. We can't do that, because there's.
I just did that because it was fun. It was not a jokes. It was jokes. We have jokes here. But no, seriously,
I think you tainted the jury. You tainted the jury when you threw that in there. You threw that in there. You tainted the jury purposely. And the people's like, "Oh yeah, I love R. Kelly." Then you reminded them. It's like, "Oh no, I don't know." Yeah. I think you did that deliberately. But you gotta say, man,
let's go to the public.
And you couldn't read or write. Come on.
Go to the public.
R. Kelly.
It's a lag. R. Kelly or what?
Babyface.
Babyface or R. Kelly.
Babyface. What y'all got?
Yeah, let Facebook decide this one. We need to stay out of it.
You're gonna let Facebook decide?
Yeah, let Facebook decide.
We're gonna let Facebook decide this one. Oh. Oops, I didn't mean to turn that on. My bad. We're gonna have reverb. Who we got? It's probably gonna go to OT. This is a hard one, man.
This is tough.
R. Kelly, R. Smelly. That's Facebook.
See, you tainted the jury. The R smelly. You tainted the jury, GB, with that.
No, I think he did enough. I think he tainted himself. I don't think I got nothing to do with GB.
I get you. You do make a great point. You make it. He did a great job doing that himself. He
did a great job on his own.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. R smelly. I mean, R Kelly handled his business.
It is, man.
Smelly. Hey, can't deny
Hey,
it.
did he win? Did R Kelly win?
David said R. Kelly too.
R. Kelly.
Yep.
Who did?
You got to give it up to Pete Boy, man. You got to give it up to him, man.
Babyface it is.
Yeah.
Hey, GB, you took your ball and went home. GB. Oh, oh my goodness.
I'm just playing. GB all about the people, man. We all about the people. We gonna go with R. Kelly.
Yeah. He said our face. Did he say our face? Oh, baby face. Okay, our face.
Our face.
Oh, you going for that? Oh, now that was
right
funny.
there, yo. That's a bracket buster right there, man. That's the
R. Kelly, man.
The 1 and the 2 seed come down. They come down. Hey, once
Hey,
again,
R. Kelly
it's about who won that night. But to your point, from a song standpoint, though, R. Kelly, I mean, for you to be able to have a song like Bump and Grind in the 90s and then remix it in the 2000s, like that's pretty badass. Your own stuff. Like you did your own stuff and remixed it, and then the remix was way harder than the original. Like that's hot though. Musically speaking, that was super hot.
Yeah, R. Kelly was bad boy, man.
Yeah.
Can't deny it.
All right.
The bad boy for
Whitney versus Lauren.
Houston. Hold on, man. Chrissy had to go there. Chrissy, she had to get that last little jab. Did you hear that, GB?
No,
she had to get that last little bit of jab, man. She said he was a bad boy for real. You said he was a bad boy. She said, yeah, he was a bad boy for real.
In real life. He's a bad boy in real life. All right. Whitney Houston versus Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Lauryn Hill on that one. Yeah.
What do people say?
Lauren.
Don't you
what
do
do
it?
People say?
I can't go there.
You can't go Lauren.
No.
This is over.
No. And here's why. Here's why. It's all the whole 90s. All the 90s.
That Bodyguard soundtrack was a monster, man.
Bodyguard soundtrack was
Waiting to Exhale too. Monster.
Waiting to Exhale. Monster.
Who's still banging?
The Bodyguard soundtrack was for, in my opinion, was for everybody. That Waiting to Exhale soundtrack was for us.
Yeah.
I like Lauren.
Man out on this one.
I like Lauren, but yeah. About the whole
I love Lauren, but
don't get me wrong.
I love Lauren.
Thing. See, Lauren gets votes for me because of Sister Act 2. Y'all forgot about that, huh? Yeah. She did her thing on that.
It wasn't Bodyguard, bro.
No, it wasn't. No.
That was Whoopi. She was with Whoopi. Whitney was with Kevin Costner.
All right.
Touche.
I'm just keeping it 100, man. She's with Whoopi.
It's a difference. But
Kevin Costner or Whoopi.
Not only that, but I Will Always Love You was on the charts for number 1 on the charts 14 weeks in a row, man.
Wow.
Dude, just the national anthem. People keep forgetting the national anthem. Who was pumping the national anthem in a ride? She had a single.
Still to this day.
Dude, she had a single. Whitney Houston had a single. You can go in a record store and get a single of the national anthem. Whitney did that.
Yeah.
Whitney did that.
Yeah.
Whitney.
Yeah, I still say.
You know how I know? Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know.
You got it.
I even wanted the sweatsuit she had on. That sweatsuit she had on was fire.
I don't even remember.
I think it's. You don't remember
her sweatsuit now?
What? She had the white sweat. Was that Adidas? Wasn't it? White sweatsuit. Yeah.
Headband.
Her wig was off the hook too. And you know what? hey, actually, she sang during the song, but that track, she sung over the track because they wanted to make sure, they wanted to make sure it was no mistakes made. So, but she did sing during it, but it was pre-recorded.
Yeah. Good point.
Okay.
Mary J. Blige versus Mariah Carey.
Who?
Mary J. Blige versus Mariah Carey.
Wow.
In the 90s.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I love Mary, but me and Mariah go back like babies and pacifiers.
Yes.
Hold on, no liar.
Here's the thing about Mariah. And I said this yesterday on live. This is
that
the
Christmas
thing
jam
about Mariah. Her All I Want for Christmas Is You is still it's the all-time greatest Christmas song. 2019.
Yeah.
Everybody was still playing that, and that was in the 90s. That's bad.
Yeah.
You got to be
right around November, she just start walking to the mailbox. Mariah Carey. Woo. She just walked to the mailbox. more money.
She didn't sing no more, man. I heard something on there the other day. She was on Facebook. I was like, "What is Mariah doing? What is she
don't need to sing.
She don't need to sing. She out there sound like Eddie Kane.
Hold on. She sound like Shaka Khan in the All-Star game.
Sound like nights like this. I wish. But she was great in the 90s, though.
She was great. A Vision of Love. I had a vision of love. Oh, love Mariah Carey, man.
Oh boy. And now
so is it Mariah? What do people say?
Yeah.
What do people say, DB? Is it Mariah?
I don't know. I can't see.
For Mary J? Yeah, what the people saying? Chrissy, that's your
Mary J.
People saying Mary J over Mariah.
Wow.
Ooh, we got an upset, GB.
No, we vetoing that one, homie.
No, you can't do that. What the people say?
We vetoing that one.
No, GB. No. The fix is in. We can't do that.
It's a Mariah Whitney slobber knocker in the next round.
No, GB, you gotta listen to the people.
Mariah Whitney slobber knocker in the next round.
GB, you bought one CD. Those people bought many. You bought one. You bought one. And you probably borrowed that from your brother. So stop it. Come on, man. Let the people speak.
All right, what are they saying?
They saying Mary J.
I don't know.
But see, hey, but you gotta understand, we can get technical with Mariah, what she's done. We know the background. But there's people, they like what they like. And if this is the audience on here, and if they saying Mary J, I think you got to upset.
There's not one vote for Mariah. Surprisingly.
David.
He said Mariah's pop, not R&B. So
surprisingly.
Oh.
All right.
They got a point there. But hold on. So is Whitney. But I don't know. I'm Your Baby Tonight. Was kind of, R&B a little bit. That R&B. After she got booed at the Soul Train Awards, she tried to go black as possible. She took it up. She said, "Clive, I'm not doing this. Clive. I'm not doing this."
So we're talking about upset special today. Upset special?
Mary J. Special if you go with the board.
Mary J. done took out Janet and Mariah.
Yeah, Mariah.
But you gotta understand, she had 4 albums, son. 4 albums. 4 albums, son.
As a 6 seed, she took out Janet, and like she might fool around when this whole thing when it's all said and done.
Man, Mary J. in the 90s was, listen. Hey, GB, I'm not gonna lie. I could take those 4 albums all in a row and listen to them from beginning to end. Those 4 albums, 411. I had a 6-disc CD changer, and I had Mary J. 411 had one of them slots. She had one of them slots, man. Now 411. And
said her hair was on point though.
I bought 3 of those CDs because somebody I went to this place. I bought it again. Like that. What's the 411 was everything, man.
Oh man, hey, My Life and Share My World. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, man, listen, all you had to do, let's say you going on a date for the first time, you had that in, you had that CD in your deck, man, you was in. You was in.
That was Chick's breakup anthem. That whole album.
Oh, shit, I had to refresh. Carl said Mariah.
Oh, he got one. He got one.
That's where
Mary.
Yeah.
All right.
What we got?
Upset City, man. Boys to Men versus Tony.
Oh, you know what? I only want to fight. I'm gonna put my phone down. I gotta go pee. I only want no fight with this one. I'm gonna put it right here. So I don't want no fight. I don't want no fight because I'm gonna argue with that one.
Tony. Tony.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Boys to Men 2 album. That's all I gotta say.
2 is superior.
What?
Huh?
Superior. 2 is superior.
Boys to Men, the 2 album.
2, the album 2, superior.
Oh, the album
Dominant.
2. Yeah.
2.
Yeah, I'm saying boys all day on that one, man.
All day, every day. Cooley High, Harmony.
Oh, I forgot
Baddest. Oh man.
How's it go?
I don't remember, but I like Cooley.
Yes.
All day.
Yes. All day, every day. He said he didn't want to argue because he knew he was going. That wasn't going to work in his favor. That wasn't going to work in his favor.
Yeah, I see you, Crystal. All day, Boys to Men.
All day.
All right.
Blackstreet versus Jodeci. Oh,
what are you doing, man?
What about the song, really? Put me on blast.
Y'all got any extra room?
For me, this is Jodeci for me. Just for their first 3 albums alone, I think that tops Blackstreet's first 2. Blackstreet, I don't even consider that 3rd album in '99 anything special. So I went with Jodeci.
Is Jodeci and Blackstreet?
Yeah.
Jodeci. I say Jodeci.
Jodeci too.
We say Jodeci versus Blackstreet.
Yeah.
So hold on real quick. This one. Did Tony take a loss?
They took an L.
What
the people say? I'm just curious, Ra, because you'll be honest with me. GB.
Boys to Men. They agree with GB. I love Tony too, man. Listen,
Me too.
Bad
but
boys,
I guess End of the Road did it though. End of the Road was what, 16 weeks?
I remember when I first heard End of the Road for the very first time. We was on our way to the pool. We was at a stoplight. I was just telling Jared this yesterday. We was at a stoplight, Heights Plaza, right at the stoplight, and VENMO said the debut of Boyz II Men single End of the Road, and that thing hit. And when Wanye, when I can't sleep at night without holding you tight.
Okay. What's the next song? All right, what's the next song? What's the next one? Go ahead, man. You always want to show off.
He's like, hey, you know.
You always want to show off. Go ahead. What's the next?
Go ahead.
Sing if you got it.
Go ahead, man. Just go ahead, man. You always got to show off, man.
TLC versus Destiny's Child. What you got?
Ooh.
Who versus Destiny's Child?
TLC.
It would be TLC for me. I'm sorry. It would be TLC for me.
I'm with you too, Troy.
If you need in the morning or the middle of the night.
Destiny's Child hadn't yet reached that peak just yet either.
They were more late.
TLC.
They were towards the end. TLC started out, 93? Right?
92.
Yeah. What about your friends?
So hold on. What was the album of TLC? Because they had was that Fan Mail? Was that 99?
Yeah, that was Fan Mail. Yep.
Fan Mail was around that same time. Okay, so you had Fan Mail. Yeah. Hey, I'm pretty. I do believe. Okay. Yeah, that was a big album too.
Yeah, man.
So hold on, but then they didn't have another album.
They had Crazy Sexy Fool in 94, 95.
Thank you. What am I? Duh. There we go.
Yeah.
Come on.
Waterfalls, Creep, Red Light Special.
Chasing waterfalls.
There we go. I thank you. Thanks for jogging my memory a little bit. I forgot.
Yes.
Come on, man. Shoot.
Yes,
You can't even.
that was that jam right there, boy.
It ain't even close.
And plus, they get bonus points for going bankrupt and then coming out with fan mail afterwards. So they get bonus points for that.
Yeah.
Bounce back. They bounce back.
And burn it down the house. And burn it down the mansion,
And burn
too.
down the house.
They didn't rap. They sang.
Hey, Atlanta was lit back in the day, wasn't it? Andre
Yeah.
Johnson and Deion Sanders and all that, man. There was all type of drama going on down there back in the day.
I can see you two being in Freaknik back then.
I missed it. She ain't go with
I ain't gonna know where I wasn't sure.
I'm sick. I missed it.
VENMO versus SWV.
Oh. You're killing me, GB. Jared, what is he doing?
Good old fashioned slobber knocker here. Man, this one was tough. This was one of the toughest decisions out of the whole tournament. I got In Vogue at the buzzer on this one.
Just for Cindy Heron's dress alone, and hold on, and Terry and Dawn. Just for the dresses alone in that video, that's like extra points. For In Vogue, man.
I'm gonna have to agree. I'm gonna have to agree with you guys. Yes.
And honestly, that first song they had, that spoke to me, man. Ooh, the first mistake was I wanted too much time. She basically is like, I gotta back off. I'm all up on him. And I was like, here, honey, you gotta listen to In Vogue. And then she left me. She's like, I'm out of here.
That's back when LL's booming system was out of the thing.
Yeah.
Riding around with stickers on the back seat. Y'all remember the back seat before custom?
Yeah.
Hold up, man. What was that? I took my stuff to Harry Service down on Bond Boulevard. Harry Service hooked me up. I went there. Yeah. Harry Service hooked me up, man.
That's hilarious.
We're coming down to the nitty gritty. We got 4 more to get this final 4.
So who was it? Who is it?
In Vogue.
In Vogue.
I told you I'm in agreement with you. Yeah.
Oh, what the crowd say? Are we all good? We don't need the crowd?
No, we were unanimous. It was unanimous on the
it was
panel.
unanimous with us.
Yeah, it was unanimous on the panel. We only go to the crowd if we got a split. If we split down the middle, then we go to.
Okay.
GB still got veto power though. I'm just playing.
Okay, yeah, all right.
No, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna take my ball.
Yes, you will take your ball and go on.
Bro, didn't you used to hate that back in the day? Like you playing kickball or something, and then it'd be a controversial call, and the dude that had the ball, he would just leave because he was mad. Dude, I used to hate that, man.
How about in the beginning that if you didn't get picked and it was your ball, you took your ball and you went home? Or if you got picked last, they'd be like, you better not pick me last. You better not pick. That is my ball. I'm out.
100%, man. That was the worst.
They used to pick you, man.
Man, look, listen. hey, hold on. Before age 11, listen, I was pulling in the rear. I'm like, look, I'm gonna bring my own ball because if I don't get picked, I had to start drinking milk and I had to start hitting the weights before I start getting picked because early on I wasn't getting picked, man. I had to bring my own ball. I was the runt, man. Hold on, man. It just started. Okay, Google cancel. The hell just started for no reason. I think
they listen to everything.
Just started playing music.
Oh man, stomach hurt, man. Stitches. That got me in stitches. All right, 4 more left. Then this is gonna be the final 4.
So In Vogue, right? We good?
Yeah. In Vogue. Okay. Yes. All right, we got Brian McKnight versus R. Kelly.
Ooh.
Brian McKnight and R. Kelly again. R. Kelly is like in everything.
R. Kelly, man.
Well, he's winning. It's the next round.
Fast forward
round.
all the way to the end.
Well, no, you got to pick because you got to go to the rounds. It was almost it. It was almost they had the final four.
I feel saying R. Kelly again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go R. Kelly, man. I know they're gonna fight for Brian McKnight, but R. Kelly, man, 90s, he ruled.
Yeah.
I can believe I can fly. Man, that he had the Space Jam Jordans on too.
Oh, no, she did be jamming. Our daughter trying to get in on this.
Here.
What she know about 90s?
She listened to old school.
What you know? What you know about this? More than you know, Troy. What you know about the 90s? Give me a song from the 90s. 5, 4. She copped the plea that fast. I'm just playing.
Oh, she took her ball and went home. Gave my phone.
All right, so
I'm gonna have to disagree, man. I'm gonna have to go with Brian McKnight.
Nah.
How?
R. Kelly, man.
Brian McKnight.
Who did he pee on?
The way love goes. See, that's
see, Raheem just tainted the jury, and that's not cool, man. It's not cool.
See?
Who did he pee on? How, GB?
Man, back at 1. What? Do I ever cross your mind?
Everybody said R. Kelly.
What?
Well,
R. Kelly.
Everybody's R. Kelly.
Family R. Kelly, bruh.
See,
It's not even GB. I'm sorry, it's not even close.
Yeah, personally for me is Brian McKnight, but at the same time, I picked R. Kelly to advance in this round. I mean, Brian McKnight, his albums are all tremendous, but I Believe I Can Fly was such a huge hit back in the 90s.
Yeah, it was way better than the movie.
Yeah.
So you're R. Kelly, you said, right?
Yeah, I said R. Kelly too.
R. Kelly, GB.
R. Kelly is in the final 4.
My back end. There I go. Okay.
In the final 4.
We got
Jared said we was talking to you the whole time on the screen. Thought you never mind. I ain't gonna tell him.
I can hear, but it knocked me out. But I can hear R. Kelly all the way, man.
Aura. I think we went with the
right.
Aura.
They said R. Kelly.
R. Kelly, bro.
Houston
Hey, hold on. What did the audience say? Did they say R. Kelly too?
R. Kelly, yeah. Everybody.
One said Brian.
Lee said Smelly got this one again.
Really?
Lee said Smelly got it again.
Smelly.
Smelly. Jeez, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Wrong. Very wrong.
Whitney Houston versus Mary J.
Oh. No. It was Mariah. Mary J. This is the championship for the women. This is the women's championship, right, GB?
Yeah, this is the right to get to the final 4. Yeah.
4. Ooh.
No.
Oh. What the people say, man?
And Mary J.
Yeah.
Mary J. and Whitney. I mean, we have Mary J. and Whitney.
On here though? How many people on there looking?
Oh,
it's people on each thing. YouTube.
You spit.
I know, right?
He got me the corona.
We have.
He cleared his throat. She started screaming. He said, ah!
No, he spit. You can't tell how many people are on that one. We got.
What do you say?
I like them both.
That's tough. Oh man, that's tough.
All right. I'm gonna go with David. Mary J. David said Mary J. But I'm gonna stick to my team.
Mary.
I'm gonna say Mary J. and a buzzer beater, man. Mary J. For me.
I went with Whitney on this one.
I'm saying personal preference. If I'm, I mean, I would have 4 Mary J. albums in my rack over maybe 2 from the 90s with Whitney.
I don't think I ever had.
That's just me personally.
Yeah.
I used to be able to sing like Whitney.
Now her 80s stuff, I love. How will I know that? You get good love.
Like Whitney. Chrissy, did you say you used to sing like Whitney?
Yeah. So I had strep
throat.
That. I had strep throat.
What can Chrissy do? Tell me what can't Chrissy do?
All right.
I mean, I only know Chrissy making one mistake in her life. That's it. One.
Oh, that wasn't a mistake.
Hold up. How you
Hold on. Why do you think I was talking about him?
I gotta ask y'all a question though before we move on. All right.
What you got, GB?
I will always love you, and I have nothing. Give me 2 songs that even come remotely close from Mary J to those 2. I'll wait.
You say 2 songs?
Yeah, give me two hits. Give me 2 hits that even come close to those 2 iconic songs that even came from the same album. I'll wait.
Well, you got to understand. I think you're talking about 2 different artists. Whitney's, yeah, her that level. She did. She crossed over. She took it to another level. But if you're talking R&B,
yeah,
and R&B don't get the respect that it truly deserves. It don't.
I hear you.
For me, the R&B, the rhythm that this lady had in her albums, I could sit there and play those 4 albums that she had. I can play them from front to back and didn't have to skip over nothing.
But here's the thing. I guess your version of R&B and my version of R&B is 2 different things. Why can't R&B be something that crosses over? Why not?
I agree, but I didn't look at Whitney. But it didn't say pop then.
Y'all
that's why Mariah got knocked out.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
But once it crosses over, it becomes something different. Just like your boy Nas X. You know what I mean? They gave him all that.
No, he ain't. I don't know what he is. No. We ain't even talking about Nas X. That's a bad example. Start on low.
They gave him flack, though. They gave him flack because of that song that he did, Old Country.
I know Nasir. I know Nasir.
I feel you. But
I don't know Nas X. I don't know who that is. I don't even know Nato Jenkins. Don't even know Nato. Don't even know him.
Can't dismiss it. Once it crosses over, it becomes something different. You know what I mean? Like Walk This Way.
Well, what was he before? No, hold on. What was Nas X before?
Okay, so let's go with Run DMC. When they did the song with Aerosmith, that was a rock and roll song.
That didn't change my. That song didn't change my my opinion of Run DMC. It just never did. I never looked at them as rock and roll because they crossed over.
No, we're talking
not ever and once.
We're talking about the one song. So not the artist, the song. So all I was saying is once the song crosses genres, it's a different genre. So if we're talking R&B, you got to factor.
I think that makes you even great. I think that even makes you greater. That the fact that you can cross over
as an artist.
As an artist altogether, yeah. I mean R&B or whatever you want to call it. As an artist altogether, that's still. I think that for me, it enhances the R&B genre even that much more because you do have the ability to cross over. That's just me. It's called rhythm, having rhythm and blues.
That was Mary J.
The essence of what R&B is.
That was Mary J. Mary J.
I mean, soul in that music, man.
Here's the thing: there are no wrong answers with this. I don't want anybody y'all to thinking like there's no wrong.
It got to be a winner. Got to be a winner
though. Like
go to the people.
So,
go to the people.
What do the people say?
I think it was a Mary J. Mary J.
all day.
It's all Mary.
J.
4 albums.
Yeah,
4 that you can just put in and just pump, just slay. 411. My Life, Share My World, Mary.
As soon as we get done, I'm putting her on.
So that's 2 out of the 4.
That's 2 out of 4. Yeah.
That's 2 out of 4.
Now, Boyz II Men versus Jodeci. Oh boy.
I'll come in on the next play, Coach.
Jodeci.
I'm taking myself out of the game.
I would say Boyz II Men. Me personally, I would say Boyz II Men, but I'm gonna leave it to the crowd.
You know what the crazy thing is?
We're gonna need y'all on this.
This is the same debate we had back in the 90s, though. Like when those two were like the 2 hottest out there. You had like Team Jodeci, you had like Team Boyz II Men. Like there was definitely like one loved one over the other, and they would fight that tooth and nail.
But hold on, didn't the Jodeci show up at an award show with a machete? Didn't they do that?
I wouldn't be surprised.
An award show, and they had like Jason Mask and a machete at an award show.
Greg said Jodeci too. So it is. She's the term. It said Jodeci. Yeah,
I'm thinking that was naughty by nature.
Now I think that was Jodeci showed up at an award show and they had a machete.
Yeah.
I need to look that up, man. I think if I go to memory recall, it's in there.
We have 5 people saying Jodeci.
But we all said Boys to Men. So
yeah, I believe Boys to Men too.
Yeah.
So 2 to 5. So
I would go Boys to Men, man. End of the road. That Motown Philly, that you know, that first album, and then that Let It Snow. They had, I mean, they was off the hook, man.
Interpretations is a sleeper. What's up, Cam?
What do you think?
Christmas Interpretations was a bad album, man.
You wanna wave? Say hi. Say hi to the folks.
Hey.
What's up, Cam?
Cam, what do you think, Jodeci or Boys to Men?
Jodeci or Boys to Men?
Boys to Men.
My man. Cam has
there you
spoken.
have it. There you have it.
He was raised right.
I would say Boys to Men in the finals. They're in the final 4.
Said it like
Last one.
Boys to
Last
Men.
one of the night.
That's why he
Last
said
one
it.
of the night.
David said Jodeci too. We're still on Jodeci.
We're still on Jodeci. GB, we still got some people voting.
No, the panel. No. If the panel has if we have the majority, we Boys to Men.
You got it, Boys to Men.
Tell them go
Move
run
on.
tell that.
And Cam said Boys to Men, so he had final say. So that's the 5th Beatle. He got it.
Yeah.
All right. Boys to Men it is.
Good point, Crystal. I feel you.
And then last but not least, we have TLC versus En Vogue.
Oh.
TLC.
I'm gonna say TLC because I don't even remember En Vogue.
That's not hard.
I gotta go TLC, man. TLC, man. That, like you said, Red Light Special, Waterfalls, Ain't Too Proud to Beg.
Yeah, Vogue as dope as they were. They didn't have nowhere as many hits to me.
Yeah. TLC was just, they were a powerhouse, man. It was something about chemistry. That chemistry, for whatever reason, it just worked. And they all wasn't great singers. You know, it was just something about that chemistry that worked.
Yeah.
Right now, walking down the street, I wouldn't even recognize them. TLC, forget about
it.
Forget about it. Yeah, man.
30. TLC by 30.
Hey, GB, is something wrong with your mic? Is something wrong? Is GB fading in and out a little bit?
Fading in and out.
Is it on my phone? Or maybe it may be me.
It's you.
It may be me. It may be me, GB. She like, it's you. It's you.
All right, we got in the final 4. We got Kelly, Mary J.
Why did he get quiet?
Boys to Men.
He is fading out.
TLC. Am I fading out? Can you hear me?
I told you.
It's going in and out.
Every other word.
It just started for me. I didn't hear it before when Troy said it, but I hear it now.
R. Kelly. You hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
R. Kelly.
Yep, you're good.
R. Kelly. Mary J. Blige.
Okay.
I was fading in and out because the people was mad that Brian McKnight and Whitney Houston ain't make it into the Elite 8. That's what happened. That's what happened. R. Kelly.
They didn't even buy tickets to the game. They snuck in the back door.
Boys to Men and TLC in the final 4.
Okay.
Stay tuned. Tomorrow.
No, we gotta finish.
Nah, we're going tomorrow. No.
It's the last 4. GB, let's start a new bracket. GB, it's just 4 more.
Like,
you gonna go on a commercial?
Young and the Restless, baby. Young and the
Hey, GB, they ready.
Stay tuned tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow.
Don't do that, man.
What's up, GB?
Tomorrow.
What time?
We got on like the YouTube and Facebook because everybody wants to know the last 4 now.
Yeah, GB, give it to them. It's the game.
What time?
There's no games on right now. This is it. It's the only show in town. That's it.
You gotta wait for the Final Four a whole week. I'm only making.
Hold on, man. How you gonna give us a cliffhanger? How you gonna give us a cliffhanger?
That's right, baby. That's right.
Hey, you wrong for that.
Oh, we right.
She's been missing
writer.
GB, she been missing GB.
I say we need to. Oh, his wife called him.
His
wife called him.
Son.
Did your wife call you? You gotta go home. Hold on, how you on punishment in your own house? While you quarantine? You on punishment, GB?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
Who is that?
Come on, man, finish.
No.
Yeah, Crystal's giving you a shout out. Crystal,
what's up, Crystal? What's up, Crystal? Yeah, tune in tomorrow, homies. Yeah.
In the words of King Joffer, let them wait.
Let them wait.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, hold on. So do we have Final Four, and then do we have a new bracket, or do we just tuning in for the Final Four? It's 4 left. That's gonna take like 10 minutes. If that.
It's gonna be a
we can enter a bracket.
Yeah, we should come with a new bracket tomorrow. We should talk it out.
Bracket tomorrow. No.
We
How you tomorrow?
We can do tomorrow.
This has been over 3 nights. How are we doing it bracket over 3 nights?
Because it was that dude, we've been on here for 3 hours.
So we might as well finish. We there.
2 hours talking about the bracket.
Man, these people committed to this, GB. They've been on here committing to this thing. They didn't leave us, and now you want to dog them out. And you just took your ball and went home. You wrong. No, you want them dudes to get picked. You didn't get picked to the end. That's why you mad. You didn't get picked to the end.
Crystal said post a song from each. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put some songs on tomorrow. We're gonna build this whole thing up tomorrow. Let's do it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be wonderful. Yes.
Only in America, Jack.
Yes.
Only in America.
Only in America. Only in America.
Y'all are awesome.
Yes.
Y'all are awesome.
Got my Don King. My Don King only in America. My Don King only in America. You the promoter, GB, only in America, Don King.
Only in America.
David said the 90s.
Yeah, so we're going to do another bracket. We cut off. Are we going to do another bracket tomorrow?
Yeah, we need another bracket.
I got some other things up my sleeve.
Stay tuned.
Okay.
90s hip hop.
It might be. Could be something.
It could be something completely different than music.
You never know what GB got up his sleeve.
Yeah, man.
Sleeves. Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Chrissy.
Huh?
Yes, thank you, Chrissy.
So repeat again. Who's the Final Four again?
R. Kelly, Boys and Men, TLC, and I didn't get the last one. Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Blige. Oh, wow. That's an R&B 6-disc CD changer. That's a heaven right there, boy. Man.
I tell you one thing. Yeah, you got that. You got all 4 of those in your CD changer, man. You doing some stuff. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. So what time we on for tomorrow?
What time we on for tomorrow, GB?
8 o'clock.
All right.
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock happy hour. Okay, happy hour.
Right.
It ain't like the spot. Ain't like the spot gonna be open.
Ain't no club.
Ain't like the spot gonna be open on Frankstown.
BYOB. It's BYOB tomorrow.
BYOB. Look, BYOB.
I know, right?
Well, thank you for to jump in on y'all's 90s adult game. This was amazing.
We got more coming.
Definitely amazing.
So are they done playing Monopoly?
I got knocked out in 10 minutes on that little kid game. I got knocked out in 10 minutes. To me, it beat Tanya, man. She beat her. She knocked us out quick. She loved that game.
That's fun.
Man, my little entrepreneur in the making. That's how you groom her. You know, right there. She's sick.
There you go.
Yeah. Try to teach her how to negotiate. You know, she had no money. She had $0, but she had property and somebody landed on her stuff, man, and boom, she built up her money just like that. And she brought it back. I said, it's okay, man. You invested. You're good. And then boom, she got it right back. She got it right. And she took me and her mom out. Yeah, it's a little junior monopoly, though. It's no strategy. You don't stand a chance. There ain't no strategy.
Hey.
There's no thing.
Troy, she just beat you. That's
yeah, I know. I can't be mad. She did knock me out, and she was proud of it too. I beat Daddy, so that was it. Yeah, it was cool. She was cool after that. Well, hey, I'm gonna be ready for y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna bring my A game.
Bring it.
Four.
Good stuff.
That's fun, man.
Y'all be good, man.
Be safe. Wash your hands a lot.
Hey, did you see Tanya go? Did you see Tanya go to the grocery store?
No.
Hey, man, look on Facebook, bruh.
Oh, it was
funny. No, that was real. Cause as soon as she was putting it on, and I was taking pictures of her, and she's caught me taking pictures of her. She was walking towards me, and I caught her. And I said, "This on Facebook." She's like, "No." I said, "You're gonna get arrested. You can't be in Murraysville, Giant Eagle, looking like that. They're going to arrest you."
Oh.
You know?
Yeah, look.
Yeah. She put some glasses. Coming through the eyes too. Is that
man? Hey, look, hey, you can't be scaring them out here, man. I told her, you got the homemade mask. You look like something else. You can't be going in there. People are already on edge already. You can't be going up in there in Giant Eagle and Murraysville. Hey, don't say no funny words out loud because they can mistake it for something else and come out.
Everybody's on edge.
AJ
I was like, I don't even want to buy no toilet paper because I know somebody gonna think they're gonna jump me and I'm gonna have to hurt somebody.
Hey, yo, AJ said she looked like a colorblind ninja.
I know. Man, y'all ignorant, man. Oh, y'all don't pull no punches, man. I'm telling you, you gotta have thick skin here. Thick skin.
She's not taking no chances. I'm not mad at her. I'd let Raheem get out the car.
Yeah, she had to get out the car today to go get the kids' computer.
Right. Raheem, you was the sacrificial lamb. She's like, you go ahead, bro.
I was like, no, she was like, babe, we got all this time. Why don't you just rap with me? She knew all along why she was telling me to go. I'm going to be the guinea pig to get out.
Thank you. Congratulations. Welcome to the team, ladies. I was working.
Yeah. I was sick.
Yeah.
I love it. And you got used and abused.
I'm like,
oh man.
I'm like most millionaires drop out of school in the high school. Our kids don't need these computers, man. I'm serious, man.
I sat there. I was on the like, babe, for real? You still in the car? Like, hurry up, go get the truck. He was like, I wasn't even going to come. I was like, but you're here.
Hey, that's what we're for, man. I wasn't going out there. Hey, I wanted to go to Highland Park today and hit the reservoir. She's like, oh no, I can't believe you're gonna do that. You were still on that boat. You need to be quarantined. You didn't. She's going off, and then she went to the store for my mother.
Oh, she did.
She went to that was for my mom. She went to the store for my mom.
Oh, yeah. She's dope for that.
Yeah, she is.
She's real.
Yeah, that was very nice of her because I wasn't doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, nah,
hey, I wasn't doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I told him he should be proud. He was a great protector, although he fussed. He's awesome.
Oh, you are, sweetheart. You are. Way to go. Okay. All right, Papa Doc the banker. You be good.
Hey, that was fire.
Yeah, check out the banker, guys. Check out the banker.
The banker. Okay.
Yeah, man. Samuel L. Jackson, and Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, Falcon,
check that out.
Falcon, you was in another movie, Falcon?
Yeah, he was, man. And hold on. This dude, not only did he look like Raheem, but Anthony Mackie's mannerisms in The Banker was Raheem all day.
Oh, man.
All day. Me and Tang was sitting there laughing our asses off like, hold on, man. We looking at Raheem with a feature film. We just sitting there watching him. The mannerisms was everything. This dude was Raheem all day. all day.
Falcon.
All day.
Next Captain America. I see you doing big things over there, homie. Go ahead,
Hey,
brother.
hey, he was with Samuel L. Jackson, man.
Yeah.
I'm sick and tired of these on this mother plane.
Yeah, you gotta see it, GB.
Yeah, you gotta check it out, man. Jared, check it. You'll like it, man.
We'll be on here.
Hey, it's based on a true story too. Based on a true story.
Oh, nice.
Word.
Really good, man. Really good. You guys be safe. I'm gonna go kick it with the family before we put Tamia down. We letting her stay up a little late. She starts school back on Monday. She's excited.
What?
Computer.
Oh yeah, virtual.
Yeah, virtual. Yeah, they're doing virtual. Yeah, they're doing virtual for her.
Until another whole week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she got virtual. But I honestly, I think I don't think they're gonna be able to keep it going, because if we don't get like some warm weather, the spread is gonna be strong. This is the only way you can contain it, by keeping people until it gets warm outside and till they get the virus under control.
Sauna every single day.
Yeah, and then you're gonna have
you
gonna have to restrict travel in the cool climates. You know what I mean? It's like this is gonna be
the healthcare system. Go ahead.
Waiting for the long haul.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to open up for another few weeks, man, because you got to understand, the healthcare system can't hold it.
Easter.
You get people.
The president said Easter.
We're
going back to work.
See y'all at 8 o'clock tomorrow.
Have a good night, guys.
We out.
Right. Peace out. Love, blessings. See you tomorrow, 8 p.m. Live.
2 and 2.